Alright, well. Do I do my, like, anime protag voice for the narration, too?
You don't have to. Your narration could just be your regular voice. Because, I mean, we're still technically not supposed to know who this is, but we know who this is because...
Yeah.
Context.
Right. That's true. I'll save the like, anime boy voice for, like, dialogue lines.
Yeah. You want to do your basic narrator voice for, like, all the other stuff.
It was a thrust like lightning.
I was like, is that it? I was fucking ready. Oh, that's not the right button.
Go to the next line. I've read this like 3 times. A spearhead thrust to pierce my heart. Trying to dodge it would be useless. Being lightning, it's invisible to the human eye. But the lightning that tries to pierce me is repelled by the moonlight that tries to save me. Clang, a beautiful sound. No, the sound before me is heavier than steel. The armor she's wearing is not beautiful at all, and as unrefined as the cold night. The sound wasn't beautiful at all. It was actually the sound of steel. It's just that the night is beautiful enough to turn it into a charming sound like a bell.
Oh. I'm so ready. Oh, this is me.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Same.
It's above my head. It's right here. I ask of you, are you my master?
She asks in a voice that lights up the darkness.
I have come forth in response to your summons. From this time forward, my sword shall be with you, and your fate shall be with me. Now, our contract is complete.
Yes, the contract has been completed. When she chose me as her master, I'm sure I swore to help her too. The moonlight still lights up the darkness. As if following the night's example, the shed again falls silent. Time has stopped. The scene lasts less than a second. But I'll remember the scene vividly even when I've gone to hell. The face slightly turned. The quiet green eyes. The instant becomes an eternity. The blue outfit symbolizing her sways in the wind. A faint blue light filters in. The golden hair shines in the moonlight.
I feel like I want to pull up my notes on our voices.
Okay, it looks like it is kicking us into the fate route.
I remember that we wrote down the,
Chill,
Sirius
give it a
doesn't
second.
get sarcasm. Listen! I was pulling up my notes!
Oh, it just looked like you were trying to click through where it said fate here.
No, sorry. Oh yeah, it was over the desktop, but it wasn't.
Oh. Is that skipping the prologue? I feel like that happens first, and then you go into the prologue.
Oh. We about to find out.
True. This is a story from 10 years ago. I'm watching someone I know very well. A tall man with a deep-featured face who, to my knowledge, has never told a joke, is patting my head. No, that's not quite right. I guess he doesn't know how much strength to use, so to be more accurate, he's grabbing my head and mashing it around.
Is this you?
I guess that's only to be expected. It is Shiro talking.
Okay.
After all, that's the first time he's ever patted my head. Oh, fuck, no it's not. Oops.
Yeah! I was like, I feel like this is Rin!
I thought it was the Kiritsugu scene. Because, like, he is his dad for a little bit. But,
So are you gonna be our basic narrator voice? Or should I be narrating my own inner monologues?
if we try to narrate each other's inner monologues, we're gonna fuck it up. Like,
Oh, okay, then yeah, so I should be doing this part. Okay.
oh,
this-
this is, I guess this is Tokyomi speaking, huh?
Yeah, so you can do this
Oh.
part.
I'll have to get going now. You know what to do now, right?
I answer the deep voice with a polite, yes. The man patting my head nods once, lets go, and stands up. So that was it. If I'd known then that it was our final moment together, I would have made him laugh with my best jokes. I had practiced telling jokes a lot and hoped that I could bring a smile to his grave face. I guess you could say I was sad that I couldn't tell him any of them. Oh my god, I'm adorable.
Put the association in your debt by the time you mature. I'll let you decide what to do after that. You should be able to take care of yourself.
Even though he said such things, I guess he was still worried. He told me about the heirloom jewels, the jewels inherited from the master, and how to manage the basement. As he was telling me all the things I didn't yet know, I realized even as a child that most likely he wouldn't be coming back. You said oh?
Nah, I just had a realization. It was
Oh.
plot related.
A war had started. Not a war between countries, but a war between people. But the only ones at war were 7 people. Is this me? Is this me?
Alright, go ahead. Just keep going. Like, we can't
Yeah.
know, right? So just
Well,
keep
you
going
knew
until
before!
Proof is
I trusted you! In a
I played
situation...
this like 10 years ago.
Listen! In a situation like this, the word war should be unsuitable, but here it is a different story as the ones in conflict are, should we say mages instead of magi?
I think it's magi.
Magi?
Made is like plural.
The 7 magi, even each from a different faction, had started to compete for unknown reasons and killed each other in unknown ways. The man standing before me was one of them. He too was in a position to kill or be killed. He must have known more keenly than I did that his time was near.
You say Rin or Reen when you say it in English?
I have no idea. I think either way works. I thought it was Rin? I think I say Rin a lot, but
I think I say Rin a lot too. I'm gonna say
Reen?
Rin.
Okay.
Rin, the Holy Grail will appear eventually. It is our duty as the Tosaka family to win it. More importantly, if you want to be a magus, you can't avoid it.
Once more, he patted my head and left. That was the end. That was the last time I saw the man who entered the Holy Grail War as a master and died. The man who was my teacher, as well as my father. Take care, father. I see him off politely. I knew I was on the verge of crying, but I shed no tears. I loved him. He was a great father and a great magus. Among magi, there are only obstinate people. In the whole world, I don't think anyone had a better character than his. He taught me as a teacher and loved me as a father. That's why I decided to choose my path according to what he left me in the end.
Rin, the Holy Grail will appear eventually. It is our duty as the Tosaka family to win it. More importantly, if you want to be a magus, you can't avoid it.
In the end, he left me those words as a magus and not as a father. That is why at that moment, my path was determined. All right, I'll do my best to be a proper magus. It's only natural for a student to follow the words of their teacher. Since then, through many twists and turns, I, Tosaka Rin, have matured. It has been 10 years since the winter day on which my father went to war. I haven't exactly been waiting for this moment, but I am excited. That's only natural. The event I have never forgotten about is about to start. Juice box.
January 31st.
Something is ringing. I don't feel like I need to do the sound effects for this. Shut up, stop it! The sound doesn't stop. It rings loudly as if I'm an enemy. What? Come on, I was up late last night, so... It should let me sleep in a bit longer. No, it has to let me sleep in. I was deciphering my father's will until early this morning, and I've used up too much magical energy. In other words, my mind and body are dead tired. Ah, geez, you're really stubborn!
I can do the...
Like you can hear it right now. I love that they typed it out while it's just like happening. The alarm clock.
I think they like wrote the script, you know, got everything,
And then okay, yeah, that makes sense. The alarm clock doesn't speak my language, so why does the ringing sound like it's telling me you're going to be late? Being late is bad. Though that depends on the situation. I'm a good student, but maybe I can get to school at the last moment just for today. That's right, I set the alarm 30 minutes early, so I should be able to sleep for 30 minutes more. Huh?
Just
Isn't
like
that
that behavior.
strange? Set it 30 minutes early? I look at the alarm clock drowsily. The clock is pointing exactly at 7. I usually get up at 6:30, so the spare 30 minutes have already been used up. Oh, why can't I think when I wake up? I stare at the alarm clock for several seconds. Shutting it off, I decide to get out of bed. I don't think I've ever ignored an alarm clock for that long in my entire life. Hi, Nick!
I've definitely like had an alarm clock go off, acknowledge it, and then like I'll wait till the next one because I have all mine like 5-minute bursts, right?
Uh-huh.
But then the next one that hits me is like an hour later, and it's like fuck, shit, fuck.
I usually just snooze it, so then I get 10 minutes. But then, like, if my Spotify isn't set on shuffle, it'll just play the first song over and over and over again. So I'll hear the same song, the first, like, 10 seconds of a song, like, 10 times, and I'm like, I hate myself.
Teaching has got to be like the worst job to wake up late for.
Oh, no.
Because I fucking roll out of bed and like 10 minutes late, I throw a hoodie on and I get into the camera like hair is terrible, like student. Good morning.
Good morning! Billy's on his way home. He's so excited. Okay. Passing through the cold hallway, I enter the cold living room. It's 7 o'clock on the last day of January. Didn't it just say... Oh, it said 131. Is that 1 out of 30? Never mind.
No,
I can read.
31st page.
I thought...
Holy shit.
Listen. It's been a rough 7 to 8 days of the new year. I'm tired.
We're in January. Okay, no, go ahead, just continue.
Fuyuki City is usually pretty warm in the winter, but this morning it's as cold as any other city. I can even see my breath indoors, and on top of that, there's no one else in the house to warm it up.
See your breath indoors. What the fuck?
Yeah. Heater. Turning on the heater, I head to the bathroom. At times like this, living on your own is inconvenient. If there were someone to wake up before me, the living room would be warm by now. Just sleep with the heat off? Kind of.
Save that bill.
Oh, Jesus. I wash my face at the sink. I brush my long hair and get ready. A cold morning, a cold sink. The only advantage is that the cold water clears your sleepiness completely. The Cold War.
Rin's really going through it.
I tie my ribbon and I'm all ready. All I have to do is eat breakfast and head out. Looking at the clock, it's only a bit past 7 and I'm a bit disappointed. Man, I guess I don't have to run after all. Then again, I would never do anything as clumsy as running to school anyway. It is the custom of the Tosca family to act with composure and elegance at all times. Taking a custom like that seriously must mean that my family originated from a very high-class background indeed. Owning this old Western-styled mansion is proof of that, and on top of it, the Tosca family is a bloodline of sorcerers able to use the power of magic. If you're talking about age, our family has an ancient history. Well, it's not something I can brag about. Actually, I can't speak openly about it at all. Oh, by the way, hi, Tosca Rin, am a magus. Who on earth can I brag to like that? Magic is just what it sounds like. Magic. I don't care if you get ideas like abracadabra or whatever. You can just think of us as people who do strange things by casting spells. Though it's not like we fly around on brooms or make stars appear with a wave of a wand. Well, we could do that, but we don't bother as it's kind of meaningless. We're basically heretics who hide ourselves from the world. We're prohibited from standing out, and even if we weren't, we would rather be at home studying magic. On top of that, the word sorcerer is completely inaccurate. To be precise, there are only 5 sorcerers in the world. Things no one can do, things beyond the ability of modern science. The ones who can make such miracles are the ones we call sorcerers. But they're heretics! Miracles that can never be achieved, regardless of time or effort. Those we call sorcery. Those things that are mysterious but achievable with time and effort. Those we call magic. That's why what I do is called magic rather than sorcery. It's complicated, but that's how it is, so just accept it. Okay, so I think I understand. Hold on. So, sorcery is literal miracles.
Mm-hmm.
And then magic is magic.
I think it's like, you know how people say like, oh, magic is just science you don't understand yet. Like, magic is achievable by like human beings.
Okay,
where
okay.
sorcery is like what a magician would be like. That's fucking magic.
Okay,
You know?
got it. To be honest, the modern world doesn't recognize the existence of magi. Magi?
you've said it differently every time.
Listen, here's the thing. I keep thinking of... I watched the dub for, what is it? Magi? Magi? I think they say Magi.
Okay.
The one
I've
that
always
does
said
as Alibaba
Magi,
and stuff.
but I don't know. I'm not, like, confident.
Right.
I
If
think
we,
it's short
like...
for magic.
Right. There's a part of me that wants to say Magi because I watched an entire dub that used that word. But we classified at the beginning that we say Magi? Magi? Magic?
I'll probably default to Magi.
Magi.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Existence of Magi. As we believe, control, and learn things that are immeasurable, our existence is incompatible with the modern world. Because it's kind of meaningless. Going to a normal school and becoming a normal adult will bring you far more happiness than studying magic. Well, that's exciting. Human technology is great.
Still waiting on that one.
Yeah. In the past few hundred years, it has been leading the way ahead of magic. Nothing is impossible for humans. I would rather have a noble phantasm than any of the things that I have right now.
Rin doesn't have a noble phantasm.
Okay, fair.
She can't shoot lasers out of her hands, so like.
But she can call someone that can have a noble phantasm. So
Well, actually, only with the power of the Holy Grail.
listen.
God, it's like you don't understand the story that you haven't started yet.
Nothing is impossible for humans. The miracles once only possible through magic are now tools and not miraculous at all. Still, magic has its good points. Just as there are things possible only through science, there are also things possible only through magic. It was the master of the Tosaka family who said that if science is moving towards the future, magic is moving towards the past. Something about the past and the future ending up at the same place, everything always running towards the 0 point. Let's put off all these difficult discussions. They should wait until we're old. Big mood.
That's what I keep saying.
Big mood. Finishing breakfast, I grabbed my bag. I love that I had an existential crisis at breakfast while I'm like making toast and going, the existence of people. What does it mean to be human?
Your egg finishes and you're like, the past and the future are all heading toward the same place.
Flips egg. Finishing breakfast, I grabbed my bag. Oh yeah, I should bring the pendant. I don't really want to take the thing to school, but it'd be a waste to just leave it here. This thing is 100 years old after all. It's by far the greatest jewel in the house. Oh, my jewels. No, that's an understatement. It's much stronger than that. I found this after decoding Father's will last night. It contains the equivalent of 10 years of my magical energy. There was said to be an heirloom, and this might well be it. We, the Magi of Tosaka, are skilled at the transformation of power. I had to think about it. We put our magical energy into jewels whenever we have free time. To put it simply, the jewels are bullets, and we are the gun. The only other thing I can say I received from my father is the magic crest of the Tosaka family engraved on my left arm. In essence, this is the proof of the successor, and it's like a tattoo that condenses all the inherited magic of the Tosaka family. It hasn't started yet, but I guess it doesn't hurt to be careful. I put the pendant, which can now be said to be my father's memento, into my pocket. This is the last resort. Pretty much anything is possible with the magical energy contained in this. It's 7:30. I should get going or I'll be late for school.
You know, I was worried at the beginning. I was like, I'm gonna have way too many talking lines. It's gonna be weird. But no, I forgot there's a Rin part.
Yeah, you wanna fucking speak Swedish? What is this?
Yeah. I think it's German. Go ahead.
Wait, is this me?
Yeah, it sure is. All of Rin's spells are in German, don't you know?
No!
Oh, well.
Can I get a German pronunciation guide? How do they do their vowels? Shall I
don't know what that letter means. It looks like a B, but like, it's not a B.
It can't possibly be a B.
It can't be.
It can't be. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna do German to English. Right here. German to English. This is gonna be funny. Can we type this out?
Schlieben.
Schliebing?
Schlieben, verwackern, dry. Dry means,
Schliebung.
3.
Schlieben.
Schliebung.
Schliebung. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely coming to a standstill on the plot just to pronounce the German every time.
Verfahren.
Verfahren. I got the fucking Google.
Just play the text-to-speech.
3.
Oh, okay, here we go. Text to speech.
I don't think anyone's gonna judge you if you whiff the German.
Listen, Listen, I was listening to how the Google pronounced it so I could go Schleben for Fafrin Dre.
Perfect.
Nailed it. I weave my words with magical energy quickly. Fuck you. Being a magus, I can't let my guard down when I'm leaving my house, even though there's never been a single robber, wandering child, nor a stray cat. And I don't think my neighbor has ever come to say hello either. Well, I don't really care, but not even a stray cat. What's up with that? I look up at the mansion I've grown so accustomed to over the years. Fuyuki is certainly a strange city with many Western-styled houses on this side of town and an area full of Japanese-styled houses just beyond the intersection. I guess it's because many foreign families came to live here a long time ago, but even so, I don't see many foreigners around here now. There's a foreigner cemetery in the new city across the river, but it is only the graves of the first generation of families. Maybe the soil of Japan didn't suit them. I'll go to the church and ask the priest sometime. He knows about lots of boring things. What a weird thing to think about.
It's a weird girl.
I don't like dirt. Huh? Stepping outside, I feel a certain incongruity. What's up? It's quieter than usual. It's especially quiet with no sense of the morning's noisiness. At 7:30, the street should be filled with students going to school and people going to work. Well, I guess there are days like this. Perhaps everyone slept in today. It's usually cold, so I bet everyone's still wrapped up in their warm beds. But even so, it's strange that I haven't seen even one student so far. At 7:30, you can usually see people in uniform here and there. But I'm the only person at the school gates, and it looks like the clubs are just starting their morning practice. In other words, the only explanation is, oh, I'm fucking late, dude. Oh, I'm early.
Do you want me to do this?
Yeah, who's this?
This is, archery club girl.
Huh.
Remember her name.
Well, it gets to be you, because I'm talking right now.
Yep.
Those are the rules!
Oh, Tosca, you're up early today.
As I suspected. The small Saya turned into the girl who addressed me.
Morning. It really is cold today, huh?
This girl speaking so frankly, it's Mitsuzuri Ayako. She's my classmate in Class 2A, and there are lots of stories about her. Good morning, Mitsuzuri-san. Please excuse the abrupt question, but do you know what time it is?
Huh? It's almost 7. You still sleep?
She waves her hand in front of me, wondering if I'm alright. She's one of the few friends who knows I am not a morning person. In other words, she thinks I'm not fully awake yet. I guess the clocks in my house were an hour fast. All of them? Not just my alarm clock, but the wall clocks as— oh, I'm still talking. That's not my inner thoughts. Not just my alarm clock, but the wall clocks as well. Really, just what's going on here? Did Father arrange for all the clocks to go mad when the pendant was removed from the basement?
Tosca?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Anyways, are you off to morning practice as usual?
Yeah, the archery club has lots of problem students, and one good member quit, so I have to get them to look good to attract the new freshmen in April.
School problems. I see. There's always something to worry about, isn't there?
You can say that since it's none of your concern. Oh, do you want to come? The guys will love it if you come and watch.
Archery club, huh? I have 3 acquaintances in the archery club. One is Ayako, the person before me right now, and the other 2 are people I barely talk to. And for one of those 2, the word acquaintance doesn't even really suffice. I became friends with Ayako because I had been watching the archery club from afar. Alright, I'll go if all I have to do is watch. I have nothing else to do this early anyways.
Great, let's go right now then. Prepping my voices that I know are coming up.
The impressive archery range is one of our school's outstanding aspects. Yeah, I'm waiting for my, Ren voice to change, 9 times before I'm finally this is the one that I like. And that'll probably have a lot to do with how the other voices go.
Yeah.
Perhaps the director's just interested in archery, but the range is much too fancy for a mere school club.
Come on, there's still time before practice, so let's go in and have some tea.
Huh. Happy about something, Ayako drags me in by the hand. It's a bad habit of hers. She talks like a guy when she's expressing her true feelings. Hey, that worked. How convenient! As Ayako said, there's no one in here. While sipping hot tea, we prepare for today's class. The tea tastes really good in this open winter environment.
Well, I'll come straight to the point. How's it going, Tosuka? You found a reliable partner yet?
So, as there's no one else around, Ayako comes straight out and asks me a ridiculous question. Huh? That's a really direct way of asking. Judging from your tone of voice, you've already found yours?
No comment. I'm going to keep it a secret until you tell me. So what's going on? Look at your tired face, I feel like I'm right.
Yeah, okay. Another no comment. But you'd probably see through my lies. Unfortunately, not yet on my part. How about you? I assume you don't have time to take it easy either.
True, but things aren't looking good for me. I could get one right away, but it's not that kind of matter, you know? Our future depends on this, so I can't just compromise.
I see. So you don't want to choose hastily and lose to me.
Of course not. The important part's making you lose. What I get comes second.
Alright, we're fucking rivals. She laughs boldly.
Ha ha ha.
Geez, we really are alike.
Yeah, we first met, I warned you we'd have this kind of relationship.
She did indeed. I was certainly surprised when at our first meeting she said, we'll probably end up- oh, we'll probably- Trying to imitate your boy voice. We'll probably end up with a killer be killed relationship. Or in other words, unless we go all out against each other, we'll never really be friends. I agreed with her on that, and that's why we've had a friend or foe relationship for 2 years. By the way, why are we talking about this?
Why? You're the one who started, Tosuka.
You said there's something wrong with
You said there's something wrong with a woman never having a boyfriend, so we decided to see which of us could get a boyfriend before the 3rd year.
Sometimes the quotation marks are hard to see.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh yeah, just tit for tat, I suppose. And did we say the loser would obey the winner for a day?
Right, even kids don't make promises like that nowadays. But it's not like we're sore losers. Whatever the result, the loser will obediently follow the winner's orders. Just thinking about it gets me excited.
Ayako laughs. Honestly, she's so serious about this. Mitsuzuri Ayako is such a difficult person to deal with. Though I can't wait to beat Ayako either, so neither of us are people you want to deal with. I see. But, Mitsuzuri-san, it's fine to enjoy yourself, but you should take care not to get your objectives wrong. You know that's not the only point of the contest, don't you?
I know, I can't call it a complete victory unless I beat you with a relationship you would really be jealous of. Well, that's the biggest problem for us. No matter how good a guy is, how good a guy it is, there's no point if we can't bring ourselves to love him.
It's gotta be real love. It can't be fake love. We're like, can't just get a boyfriend. Ayako sighs heavily. To my knowledge, Mitsuzuri Ayako is said to hate men. Rumors are big mood. Rumors are never to be trusted, however, as she suggested this match. Rather than hating men, I think she just didn't have a chance. But that aside, God, I'm kind of a dick.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hold it. What do you mean, us? I'll say it right now, but I'm not cold-hearted like you. I'd have no problem loving a guy.
Doubt. Oh, that's a lie. Or you're fooling yourself. There's no way you'd ever be concerned about a guy. You've never given one good response to any of the confessions made to you. If you had even the slightest interest, you'd think of going out with them, but you keep declining, so it must mean you're not interested in men.
You're not thinking enough. Couldn't we say I'm declining because I already have someone I like?
Wow, that's a good answer. I like that. It's romantic.
Ayako nods seriously, not making fun of me. Her sigh says, wouldn't it be nice if that was the case? Jeez. I really can't keep anything from her. You're right, I think so too. Well, it's exactly as she says. I know myself how cold I am. I admit it, I know nothing when it comes to love and relationships.
Exactly. You're the one who said we were alike. Oh, it's almost 7. Let's leave the secret talk here. You never know when someone might walk in on us, and we should act like proper students.
Well, I never knew you had social manners like that. It was worth getting up early just to hear it.
Not so much as you. My social manners are nothing compared to yours. You hide yourself so much it almost seems like you're a different person.
Ayako gives an exaggerated sigh. Both of the teas she made are now empty, and it's my turn to make it.
So, why don't you join a club, Tosca? I won't listen to any lies about not having the athletic ability. I'm still bitter that I lost you in all aspects in last year's physical testing.
Oh, but you beat me in lung capacity, and also in weight.
Damn. Alright, I'm 3 kilograms heavier than you.
Hey, being heavier isn't something to be... Oh, that's you, sorry.
Hey, being heavier isn't something to be happy about, you fox.
Ayaka slams on the table. Be careful, you might spill the tea, Mitsuzuri-san. You're the captain, so you should treat this place with care.
Shut up. I'm your rival first and captain of this place second.
Naturally. Oh, fuck.
Naturally, if there are no members around, I'll go after you.
Why don't they just put the whole 2 sentences at one time?
Pacing. Just look for the end quotes.
Ayako looks at me with narrowed eyes. This girl has her own sense of beauty, and she always says, beautiful people have to do some kind of martial arts. She's a bold person experienced in most martial arts. She's joined the archery club with no experience and is now captain as if it were only natural. She's probably one of the top 3 people in the school you should never disobey, regardless of gender. Oh, isn't it a problem to claim you're not the captain if there are no members around?
Of course not. I'm the captain in name only, so all I can do is keep an eye on the problem members. There are people better than me, so it's not a very dignified captaincy.
Really? But Fujimura-sensei says that your skills are outstanding.
Well, she says so. It gives me some confidence. Yeah, I guess it's no good to think about people who don't come here anymore. Yeah, if Fujimura-sensei said that, I guess I should take being a captain more seriously.
That's right. Speaking of which, it's almost time for the club members to arrive, right? I'll get going, but you stay and be a good captain.
What, you're not gonna stay and watch?
Yeah, that was the whole point of coming here.
What?
I wouldn't understand. Watching from a distance is fine, but outsiders shouldn't be in their range, should they? Just as I rise, someone enters the range.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Good morning, Captain!
Morning, Mato. You alone this morning?
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't be of help.
Nah, it's okay. If he doesn't want to come, there's no point forcing him to.
Ayako addresses the club member who just entered. Well, I'll be going. See you later. See you later, Mitsuzuri-san.
Yeah. Yeah, see you later, Tosaka.
Thank you for coming, Tosaka-senpai. Thanks. You take do Sakura. Oh, is that Sakura? Oh, I did give her the Naruto-kun. Oh, that worked out really well. I was just fucking around. I leave the range, trying not to interrupt them. Oh, fuck.
Oh, God. What's my shitter voice? I can't. It's gonna be the same as the last person.
That's fine. Are we gonna meet the captain again?
I mean, like a little bit.
Just make it...
Tosaka, good morning. Lucky to see you so early.
Bad luck. I've run into someone I don't want to see. Good morning, Matao-kun. You're early today. Matao?
Of course.
Matao?
As the
Matao?
captain, I have to come early as an example to others.
How do we pronounce his name?
I think Mato.
Matao? This smiling guy is Matao Shinji of Class 2C. He's the vice captain of the archery club and owner of the hearts of half the girls in this school. Kind
She was in the lose list. Never mind.
Kind of an idol, good looking, good grades, sociable, and kind to girls. I'm not too well informed in such areas, so I've only heard all of this from my classmates. Yeah, we just talked about how I'm a loser who doesn't understand love. Really? I'm sorry to interrupt your good mood, but you're missing a word, Matokun. It's an important word, so I don't think you should forget it.
What do you mean missing a word?
You're missing the vice captain? You should watch out. It makes no difference whether you're the captain or the vice captain, but if you put a lot of weight on it, people might think you're concerned about it, right?
You're right. I'll be more careful from now on. Thank you, Tosaka.
I've done nothing to earn your thanks, but I guess it doesn't matter if you think otherwise. Bidding him goodbye, I leave the range.
Hold on. You came to watch, right? Then you should stay and watch. You're very welcome here.
I'd rather not. I don't want to interrupt the practice.
Don't worry about that. If anyone's bothering you, I'll just kick them out. So come in for a while.
I'm saying I don't want to be a bother. Besides, it's not like I'm interested in archery. That's really funny. That's really fucking funny. That's so fucking funny.
It's because you know.
It's because I know. I don't like watching people I don't know practicing.
What? You didn't have any interest in archery? Oh, so that's why you were watching us after school.
I don't know what he thinks the reason was, but he's undoubtedly making a big misunderstanding. Oh, so you knew, Matokun?
Yeah, our eyes met many times, yours and mine. After I shot, you'd always be looking at me, right? I've got my Mato voice.
That's you.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to call out to you, but it's the rules, you know? We can't raise our voice on the range.
I learned that in an anime. Not this one, a different one. Oh! As if happy about something, Shinji moves in closer to me. His smile carries a sense of superiority.
I guess I misunderstood.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. It's fine.
I guess I misunderstood. I thought you liked archery, but you actually have no interest in it, right? So why were you watching the range?
Ooh. Oh, I see now. Yes, the conversation could certainly have been taken that way. Can you move away, Matokun? I don't really like people coming so close to me.
Tosaka, what?
Honestly, it seems you still don't understand. It's not my style, but I'll put it in terms even you can understand. Matokun, I'm saying that I have even less interest in you than in archery. Frankly, I've never even knew you were in the range, and I'm not about to start looking out for you now either. I'm so transparent.
What?
As if I've angered him, he reaches out for me violently. Yo! I easily avoid it and turn my back on him.
Yeah,
Fucking
she's a shitter.
Judo chop him in the back of the fucking neck. Goodbye, Matokun. It's good to have some ego, but you shouldn't let it grow too large.
Tosaka, you.
He sounds like he wants to say more, but it doesn't seem like he's going to scream or come after me. Geez, he really is all show. If he was just a little bit more mature, he wouldn't be so much trouble for the people around him. From the back of the school where the archery range is based, I enter the school building. It's past 7, but I can't see anyone in the hallway.
Jaguar Warrior.
She really does look like her.
It's Jaguar Warrior's a joke about her.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, she's wearing stripes too. It's perfect. This is you.
Is it? Okay. Oh. No.
You can do it!
Oh, Tosaka-san.
Good morning, Fujimura-sensei.
Yes, good morning, Tosaka-san. I'm so happy you greeted me properly.
The strange woman seems to be crying of happiness. It's hard to believe, but this person of surpassing friendliness and cheerfulness is a teacher at this school. Sensei, is there a way to greet you improperly?
Of course there is. First years always greet me properly, but the older ones never greet me by my last name. You shouldn't copy their rudeness, okay?
I don't really understand, but I won't be rude to you, Sensei.
Good girl. Oh, I wish everyone was as good as you, Tosaka-san.
Nice. Pat my head. Fujimura-sensei waves goodbye and leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Fujimura-sensei teaches English. She has such a kind face, but she also has a black belt in kendo, and I hear she was respected as the Tiger of Fuyuki in her student days. That's... Is she...
Tiger, jaguar.
Yeah! No, that's a bit strange. Wouldn't a tiger normally be feared, not respected? Apparently in a good mood, Fujimura-sensei heads for the archery range. For some reason, she's in charge of the archery club and not the kendo club. It's almost 7:30. I can see a few students doing club activities outside, but there's no sign of anyone in the school building. But still.
Fuck.
There's so many.
Ah, Tosaka.
I bump into someone who greets me rudely. Oh, student president, are you patrolling the school building this early in the morning? Or perhaps taking care of the club rooms? Not that I care, but you're certainly diligent.
Huh? What are you planning? What are you doing here? You're not in any clubs.
I just felt like it. I don't get up early like your family does. Ryudo-kun? Ryudo? It's a long U, right?
Yeah.
Ryudo? Do?
It's Do.
Do?
Ryudo, it's fine.
Ryudo-kun? Ryudo-kun? Jesus Christ. Words are hard. The student president makes an unhappy face. For some reason, I seem to be his enemy. I really don't know why. Perhaps it's just because I said, skip the temples, they're boring, and I'm meaning to plan for the field trip.
Let me ask you a question, Tosaka. Have you been staying at school until late at night recently?
Nope. You should know I always go straight home, Ryudo-kun.
Of course, this is my job, so naturally I know about everyone.
I see. So you don't even have to ask, right? I don't know why you're asking, but it isn't bad to force student council jobs on... Oh, isn't it bad to force student council jobs onto outsiders? You should collect information on your own. Don't rely on outsiders like me.
Idiot, how are you an outsider? Don't think I don't know how you worked your evil deeds on our treasurer, you fox.
Oh, you misunderstand. I was merely working out how much each club should receive because Mitsuzuri-san asked me to. I think it's only right for students to take an interest in where their money is going.
How can damaging our treasurer's psyche enough to keep him off school for a week be only right for any student? As always, I'm amazed by your way of thinking.
The same to you. You should keep a watch on those under you. It's not fair to favor the non-sporting clubs.
I know that. That's why I'd intended to deal with the matter myself.
Oh shit, this is the actual you.
Where's my shit? This is the voice I have to like keep.
Yeah, this is the for real one. But don't worry, I've literally I've been finagling my Rin voice this entire time.
Issei, the repairs are done.
And then a guy appears who I didn't expect to find here. Yeah, sorry, that's you.
Sorry, Emiya. I'm the one who asked for help, but it seems like you're doing all the work. Forgive me. Don't worry about it. So where next? There's not much time left. Yeah, the AV room is next. Seems it's been working badly for a while, but it finally died. It can't be fixed if it's dead. It'd be quicker to just buy a new one. True, but it'd help if you could take a look at it. It might be dead to my eyes, but only faking it to yours. I see. Well, let's take a look.
The student president leaves with the male student. My thoughts have stopped at this sudden event. The guy with wrenches and spanners in hand turns back as if remembering something.
You're up early, Tosaka.
And with that, he leaves. Was that supposed to be a greeting? The student whom the president called Emiya leaves quickly. Emiya? That would be Emiya Shiro from Class 2C. That's fine, but how can I put it? I just think it's hard to tell whether a guy who looks at home holding a wrench is useful or scary.
True.
It's 7:30 in the morning and there's no one in Class 2A. I sit at my desk and work on a few math problems. There's 30 minutes until our homeroom. I guess I'll just be bored until my classmates arrive. Are we fast passing? Oh god, we really fast passed. Fourth period ends and the noisy lunch break begins. Our school has a cafeteria, but half the students stay in the classroom. Actually, most of the ones who stay are girls. The cafeteria food is rather roughly made, so Girls tend to dislike it as a result. Oh god.
Tosaka-san, would you like to have lunch with us?
Girls end up eating lunch together like this. Segusa?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Segusa-san, but I'm afraid I'm eating at the cafeteria today. I slept in this morning and didn't have time to make lunch. What?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to invite you without realizing that. I guess I'm being a bother.
Segusa-san looks downcast as if I'm apologizing. She's one of the calmest in class, full of calm students, and a kind person who cares about me for some reason. I don't think so. It just happened to be that way today, so don't worry about it. Please ask me again tomorrow. I smile at her from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, yes. I guess even you sleep in from time to time.
My smile must have relaxed her as she returns it with her own. Her smile is cute. Segusa Yukika-san isn't the most beautiful person, but her smile warms the heart of everyone around her. God,
Shit.
I'm so fucked. Yes, that's right. I try not to let it show, but I actually sleep in quite often. I'm not in any clubs because I can't get up in the mornings. Segusa-san's expression reveals her surprise. Her presence really relaxes me, but I can't just have fun talking. If I keep talking to people like this, I'm bound to reveal my true self. Well, I'm off to the cafeteria. Enjoy your lunch, Segusa-san.
Yes, you too, Tosaka-san.
Billy's listening while he's driving. Nice.
Yo.
We exchange a warm goodbye and she returns to her group of girls. It seems she's eating with Makidera-san and Himuro-san. Himuro-san. That's the one girl we know, right? Are they all in school together? No spoilers.
That's where we are now, is in school.
Yeah, but like, I guess I can't remember the original Fate very well. Or Fate State, like the actual anime.
I think these characters maybe show up once in the anime.
Okay.
They're very not important to, like, the battles.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, Segusa-san is the manager of the track team. Makidera and Himuro-san are the track team's hopefuls. Makidera is a friend I sometimes go window shopping with, but I don't know Himuro-san very that well.
Oh, you were rejected. Fuck, no. Oh, you were rejected, Yukichi? Didn't I tell you Tosca wouldn't bring lunch? You want to eat with her, you have to make her lunch, too.
Wait, don't do that. I guess I'll be gray hair?
Okay.
I wanted to do something really dumb, but I didn't. Maki, can't we just go to the cafeteria too, then?
No way. There's enough room in that place for people who bring their own lunches. And even if we did sit with Tosca, the men's glares would be annoying as hell.
I'm so hot.
Like last vacation, we went to hang out together, but she's the only one who got any attention. Don't you just hate people who have to show off their beauty like that?
Just gonna flip my hair some. Makidera speaks without thinking as the girl surrounds Segusa-san's desk. In contrast to her nasty mouth, she's a Japanese beauty who looks wonderful in a kimono.
Makinochi, I think that Tosca-sama can hear you.
In contrast to Makidera's loudness, Himuro is the cool, steady type. Okay, that was me.
Fuck. How was I to know?
There's no way to know the way that this is set up.
Ah, crap. Tosca heard that. Oh, she's really glaring at me. I don't think she's glaring at you, really. She is. She's scary when she's smiling. Come on, take it easy, Tosca. It's us we're talking about, right? I bought you taiyaki, remember?
She waves her chopsticks, puffing out her cheeks. The knowledge that this girl's hobby is collecting wind chimes just shows that the world is far too complex. What? Anyways, it's not good for Segusa-san to keep watching this. She's panicking, seeing Makidera continually talking bad about me. Don't worry, Segusa-san. And Makidera-san, I'm the one who paid. And it was crepes, not taiyaki. You should fix that habit of yours of changing the facts you remember. Or I might have to reconsider things next time, okay? God, I'm a bitch.
That smile's really scary.
Makidera hides behind the lid of her lunchbox. Saying goodbye to the three of them, I leave the classroom. I shut the door behind me, and then...
Man, come on. There's no big difference in crepes and taiyaki. They're both just sweets wrapped up.
Makidera's words are ones no girl should ever speak. Taiyaki and crepes, the same? Is she really a girl? Are all sweets the same to her? Perhaps she just has very convenient taste buds that can't tell a 500 yen crepe from an 80 yen taiyaki, but why you... I could have saved 420 yen if I just bought you taiyaki to begin with. Why am I getting mad about this? I guess I'm still tired from last night. The cafeteria would be too much effort, so I'll just get a drink and some bread and eat on the roof. I buy lunch and head for the empty rooftop. It's a convenient location as no student would come near it in the wintertime. It's too cold to eat, but that's a small price to pay for being able to eat without worrying about other people. Well, lunch comes first. I start on my tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink. It's a simple lunch, but the taste is much improved in this peace and quiet. Phew.
You think that's like bread, tomato bread?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think. Well, there has to be some sort of, like, sauce, right?
Yeah, something.
Like, I don't... would...
Even like bread, mayo, tomato bread would be like fine, you know?
No, hold on. Now we gotta look it up.
Tomato sandwich.
Yeah.
Get a hunch.
Japanese tomato sandwich.
It's a grenade of umami in your mouth.
Oh, this is tomato and cucumber.
Okay.
Oh, finger sandwiches with wasabi mayo.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you want some hot lemon drink?
Oh yeah, so it's cucumber tomato. I understand. It's cucumber tomato and mayo, I think.
Okay, that sounds good. You
Yeah.
got a texture differential there.
Yeah.
You got a sauce.
It's not just a tomato and some white bread.
Like you do what you gotta do.
Hot lemon does sound disgusting, but like, I guess.
I mean, like you've had like a hot lemon tea before, I'm sure.
I guess it's been like lemon green tea, not like lemon.
I don't think it's like a sour like pure lemon drink.
That's what
It's
I'm
not
imagining.
lemonade, but hot.
Look, now I want a lemon burger again. I finished my sandwich and my hot lemon drink. I'm a bit tired. It's a difficult balance being a good student while trying not to be too social. It's my vanity, no, my conviction that I must be number one both academically and physically. If I am to be a student, I want to be the best, and it's unthinkable for me to dishonor the Tosaka name. So that's why I'm a perfect student, flawless in all aspects. But at the same time, I also have a dangerous job as a magus, so I shouldn't associate with normal people. Normally, any magus whose identity is discovered has no choice but to eliminate the witness. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh,
That'll
these...
come up later.
Oh, no. I don't want to kill the girl that's nice to me. I don't want to do that. So inevitably, my social life has become a shallow one. I only hang out with Makidera on weekends, and I try to refuse invitations from friendly people like Segusa-san. Even though I'm the best honor student in the school, I live trying not to become too important to anyone. Though sometimes when I'm tired like this, it makes me think this life is rather boring. Oh, it's time already? I finish my hot lemon drink and stand up.
It's gotta be a translation thing, right? Like that's just a one-word easy name.
Hot lemon drink?
Like that's just like a title of like a recognizable drink in Japan. There's no way they just call it hot lemon drink.
Hot lemon drink. Japan. Oh, Asahi hot lemon tea with honey. And it comes in a bottle.
There you go.
Oh.
It's tea.
We learn something new every day. I should stop drowning in sentimentality and go back to being the usual Tosca Rin once I go down the stairs.
Nope. Hot lemon drink.
Hot lemon drink!
God, I gotta lower my voice 12 octaves for this. Homeroom is at an end. Those of you on day duty, finish the daily report and check the locks. Those of you without club activities are to go home quickly.
Two-Ace homeroom teacher exits after repeating his usual line. As far as I know, this line hasn't changed all year.
Tosca, you're going home already?
Yes, there was an event with Matokun this morning, so I'm heading home before it becomes a bother.
I thought so. Mato was in a bad mood this morning, so I thought you must have given him a hard time.
I see. Did I cause you any trouble, Mitsuzuri-san?
Not at all. It's normal for Mato to torment the younger students, and I think that kind of thing will be good mental training for him.
I see, that's good. Well, I'll make up for it some other time.
Alright, don't be put off and come by again.
I head straight home. Once I leave school, Tosca Rin is no longer a student. The rest of the day is not for myself as a student. Instead, I must become a magus of the Tosca family.
I forgot how long this prologue was.
Yeah, this is kind of beefy.
Uh,
Back at my house, I'm greeted by the blinking light on my answering machine. An answering machine. It's unusual for me to get any messages. It was just as I thought. It's you, Kirei. I already know what he's going to say, but he'll be scary later if I don't listen. When I press the play button, I hear a familiar voice.
It's me. I'm sure you know, but tomorrow is the deadline, Rin. It's a problem for me if you take it easy. There are only 2 remaining seats. I must ensure all the masters are arranged quickly.
The priest shows no mercy as he gets right to the point.
If you wish to abandon your right to become a master, contact me today. Take some time to dispatch a substitute magus.
Liar. Someone like you would be able to arrange a substitute in no time.
You already show signs of the command spell. Quickly summon your servant and open the command spell. Unless, of course, you're not planning to be a part of this Holy Grail war. If you value your life, you should run to the church quickly.
The message ends there. His words are
Jasper
concise. Hi, Minerva. Yes? You gotta be in the lab, not on the desk. Mm-hmm. He's telling me that if I'm to fight, I should get ready by today, and if I'm not going to fight, I'm an eyesore and should just retire quickly. Ha, you don't have to tell me that. Well, it can't be helped. Today is as late as the deadline can be extended. Fortunately, I was able to decode Father's will last night. My preparations are ready. Minerva's your favorite character so far?
Minerva should voice Berserker. That'd be so funny every time. If you can get that on command, absolutely worth it.
Okay, so before we meet Berserker, what I should do is I should record Minerva meowing, and then I can make a soundboard. The only downside is that since the soundboard won't play through Discord, you wouldn't be able to hear it, but stream would be able to.
That is bad.
All that remains is, yes, obtaining the qualification to enter this fight. These will follow, Kraken. The Holy Grail War, a fight to the death for the one and only Holy Grail. A ritual of the Holy Grail passed down for hundreds of years, huh? The Magi who participate in the Holy Grail War are called Masters. This is not so much a rank, rather it indicates one who is in control. The requirement to enter the Holy Grail War. That is to summon a familiar called a servant, and to form a contract with it. No matter how great a magus a person is, one is not considered a master until he has a servant under him. Servants are beings very different from normal familiars. The method of summoning and controlling them are different as well. A magus planning to enter the Holy Grail War usually prepares a catalyst to summon one, but... Really, I wish Father could have left me something with a connection to Saber. I don't have anything with any connection. I can summon a servant. If I wanted to, I could summon one right now and form a contract with it. The town's sacred ground is under our jurisdiction. As the daughter of the Tosca family, which has protected this town through the generations, I will not lose to Magi from elsewhere. But that said, I guess you can't go out to sea without a compass. Or perhaps I should say things are completely unplanned? Servants are attracted to symbols. If you want to summon a strong servant, you need something that has a connection to that servant. In other words, a sword, armor, talisman, bone of that servant, or something like that. Something valuable beyond belief. I was hoping there'd be something like that in Father's will, but no. This is a great trump card too, but still... The pendant I found last night in the basement is one of the best artifacts in its class. It's great in its own way. It's great, but it won't help me to summon my servant. It's fine. I can do it without help from that sort of thing. After all, there can't exist any masters capable of handling Saber other than myself. Alright, I've decided. I don't want to make Kirei complain anymore by postponing it any longer, and it's not like me to wait until the last second. I'll come down to just trying it. It'll come down to just trying it. I'll face the summoning tonight with full power and obtain Saber by force.
I'm sure that'll go exactly as planned. Considering we've seen Saber already.
We don't know that.
I mean, we saw it, like...
Well, we do.
We know that. Rin doesn't know that.
Yeah. Late at night.
Also, that hasn't happened yet.
Ooh woo, using force, eh? No force. The clock is about to strike 2. This is the best time frame for my magical energy. Big mood. The peak of my magical energy is at exactly 2 in the morning. Since this will be my
Screenshot it.
first and last chance, I can't afford any mistakes. Withdraw within elimination. Engrave 4 areas and surround with the summoning circle. Right. I can't wait for Dig
Not
to say,
yet,
I
Mike.
am the bone of my sword. I am so ready. I engraved the circle into the floor of the basement. You don't need a large-scale summoning to summon the servant. Servants are called forth by the Holy Grail, as the Master's priority is to keep the servant in this world and to supply them with enough magical energy to substantiate. The Holy Grail takes care of the summoning. Bear in silver and iron, stone for foundation in the Grand Duke of Contracts, my great master Schweinorg for the ancestor.
Great Master Schweinorg.
God. A wall for the descending winds, the 4 gates shall close and come out the crown. Let the 3 forked roads to the kingdom cycle. Still, I continue with the greatest concentration. I draw the magic circle, normally written in blood with my melted jewels. I'm using half the jewels I've saved up, so I can't fail for financial reasons, too. Enclose, 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 enclose. 5 times for each repetition. Just destroy the enclosed time. It's almost 2 in the morning. Completing the magic circle passed down through the Tosca family. I face it with all my power. On Fang. I flip the formless switch inside me. I feel a sensation as if the contents of my body are being exchanged. The usual nerves invert into circuits transmitting magical energy. From this point, Tosca Rin is not human. I shall become a tool to obtain mystic power.
Yeah, after Taco Bell.
I am melting from my fingertips. No, I am being filled from my fingertips. The mana I am taking in is so concentrated that the original senses of my body are being repainted. So being filled is the same as being destroyed. This is so edgelord. The power that fills me is pure magical energy from the air. It is absorbed by my body, which has become a circuit and transformed into a different form of magical energy. The body of a magus is nothing more than a circuit. A circuit to connect the spiritual and the real. We call the result of this the many mystic occurrences it has made real magic. My body is burning hot. An illusion of myself growing horns. An illusion of wings growing out of my back. An illusion of scales forming out on my hands. A sensation of being in water. I start to sweat. Stab, stab. Swords are driven into my body. This is the pain caused by my human body rejecting itself as the magic circuit. No matter how great a magus you are, a human is human. This pain will result as long as people use magic in a human body. But I do not loosen my circulation. At the end of this pain, on the verge of elimination, lies the place of connection. A pain running through my left arm. The magic crest starts up on its own to help me and as a result violates my nerves even more. The harvested mana in my blood. If that is burning iron, then the magic crest itself is like a nerve made of thorns. It runs through my body like a centipede with fangs.
Ew.
It's so gross. I lose myself within that pain, and at the same time I feel that I have reached my goal. My overly sensitive hearing keeps recognizing the sound of the clock in the living room. Yes, this is the... You should see the uncensored game. I thought you said this was the uncensored game, and I said, no, it's not!
The other version is not Twitch appropriate.
God, is she like naked during this scene?
No, it's not this scene. It's just like there's this whole thing where Shiro can't give magical energy, but you need magical energy
Oh,
for him to
right.
survive. And so the only way for him to give magical energy is for the filling.
No, don't say it like that. My overly sensitive hearing keeps recognizing the sound of the clock in the living room. 10 more seconds until 2 in the morning. The power within me is perfect and flawless. I announce. Let's start. I take the mana I've absorbed and turn it into fixed magical energy. And now, I have only to empty out the mana within me to move the engine called the summoning circle. I announce, thy body shall be under my command. My fate shall be determined by thy sword. Follow the call of the Holy Grail. If thou wouldst obey this mind and this reason, then answer my call. My vision closes. The fifth element, said to be unperceivable by human eyes, is before me. So in fear of being broken by it, vision shuts itself down. Make an oath here. I am the one who shall become the virtue of all afterworld. I am the one who... Is this me? This is still me, right?
I think so.
I am the one who shall lay out the evil of all afterworld. Thou art seven heavens clad in the three great words. Emerge from the ring of control, guardian of balance. Schmengen? Perfect. It's so perfect I feel like I'm tugging on a whale with a fishing rod. Perfect! I've drawn the strongest card for sure. Geez, I can't wait for my vision to return. My vision should recover in a matter of seconds, and there will be the summoned servant right in front of me. Awkward. Nothing. Huh? Nothing is nothing. There is no change. I've raged out that much ether and nothing has formed. And on top of that, I hear an explosion from the living room. Why? I run. I keep running without thinking. I run up the basement stairs and into the living room. The door's broken? The living room door is crooked. There's no point in turning the handle. The door doesn't open, even as I push and pull it.
You
Jeez.
still?
Okay. Jeez, you're in my way! The crash, I kicked through the door to the living room. I'm mean and I'm strong. And the instant I walk into the living room, I understand everything. God, he's so cool.
He's so fucking
He's
bad.
so fucking cool. The living room is in a big mess. It's full of rubble that must have fallen from the ceiling, and there's one man sitting on it cockily. Can we roll back real quick? I love that this is a hentai game off the start. This is so much energy for fucking nudity, and like, that's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Like, there's
It
so much
feels like-
plot.
I think there's an interview with Nasu where he says, like, oh, you know, it wasn't originally going to be a hentai game, but, like, you can't sell VNs that don't have porn.
Oh, that
And
makes
so,
sense.
like, it had to.
Without a doubt, that is the cause of this mess. But there's one thing more important than that. The wall clock is still ticking away time, having escaped destruction. That reminds me. Yes, that's right. Come to think of it, every clock in my house was an hour early today for some reason. In other words, it's 1 a.m. right now.
It's not 2 in the morning.
Oh no. Oh no.
She fucked up.
There's actually 1 more hour until my magical energy is at its peak. I did it again. I can do most things just like everyone else, but I have one hereditary curse. That is, to make the biggest mistakes at the most important times. Well, what's done is done. I should reflect on my actions. I am mad at my own stupidity. Still, irritated, I glare at the man sitting there like he's important. So, what are you?
Those are your first words? I guess I've been called to a terrible master.
The man in red gives an exaggerated shrug.
Maybe I'm the most unlucky of all.
He adds, I do declare, this guy has a twisted personality. But this would be the servant? Since they call it a familiar, I thought it was something shapeless. But this is human-like. No, that's wrong. Just standing here, I can tell this thing has outrageous amounts of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. This is certainly an existence far behind human, a ghost that has reached the level of spirits as a human. I can't be overwhelmed forever. That thing is mine. That thing is mine!
God, if only.
So I'll have to change my thinking from now on. Just to check, but you are my servant, right?
That's what I'd like to ask. Are you my master? This is the first time I've been summoned so roughly, so to be honest, I still can't grasp the situation.
This is the first time for me as well. I have to refuse that kind of question.
I see, but when I was summoned, you were not in front of me. Explain to me what's going on.
Really? Don't joke around and tell me you're like a newborn chick who can only determine your master when you open your eyes. The unknown servant frowns. It's a rather vague response, and I cannot tell if he's angry at my complaint or impressed at how correct I am.
Well, oh fuck.
Well, anyway, what I'm asking is, you're my servant and not anyone else's, right? Until we clarify this, I have no obligations to answer any other questions.
That's what you say after failing your summoning? In this case, I think there are other things you should say.
There's nothing else. We have to clearly determine who is the master first. The servant raises his brow. Perhaps because it was an imperfect summoning, this guy isn't even trying to hide his dissatisfaction with me.
So you have to define who's master, huh? Your actions are full of mistakes, but it seems your mouth is rather better. Yes, I certainly agree with that opinion. Unless we make it clear who is the stronger and who the weaker, it'll be hard to handle each other.
The servant looks at me meaningfully as he lays on the rubble. Who's the weaker?
Yeah, I am a servant, so I'll accept this master-servant relationship, but that's only according to the contract, right? Who's superior and if the other is worthy to fight alongside with, that's a different story. Well, are you a magus worthy to be my master, young lady?
The servant grins. He smashes my house, and that attitude like he's king makes me angry enough, but now he asks me if I'm worthy to be a master? I'm not asking for your opinions. And all I'm asking is if you are my servant or not. I stare straight at him. I will not lose to someone who looks down on me this frankly.
I see, I see. So you're saying such an obvious question isn't even worth answering. How courageous. Your spirit is that of a splendid master, but...
I said, don't get the order wrong. It's the duty of the summoner to confirm first. Now answer me. You are my servant, right? I step forward, ready to attack depending on his answer.
Jeez, you're a stubborn young lady. We're not getting anywhere this way. I guess it can't be helped. Let's say I am your servant. In that case, would you be my master? Just hypothetically.
God, I'm a pain in the ass. Of course! If you're my servant summoned by me, who else would be but me would be your master? I somehow cool my boiling head and glare at this rude guy.
Oh, I see. Well, let's suppose that's true. Then, where's the proof that you are my master?
The servant talks nonsense, grinning. He must think I'll panic about this proof of master thing. Here, this is proof that I'm your master, right? I show him the command spell in the back of my right hand. Ha, don't think I don't know anything. My father talked a lot about masters, so I know about the command spell. Are you satisfied? Are you still going to complain? I thrust before him the proof that I am a master. The servant in the rubble looks confused, then...
Man, are you serious, young lady?
His face clouds with discontent. What do you mean, am I serious?
I mean, that way of thinking, so you're a master if you have a command spell? Command spell's only a tool that governs the servant. Jeez, you act like a master just because of that? What I wanted to see was, are you worthy for me to pledge my loyalty to?
That's true, but you normally think of the command spell when talking about the proof that one's a master. So, what? I'm not fit to be a master, then?
I'd like that, but no go. Since you have the command spell, it seems you are my summoner. It's unbelievable, but it seems you really are my master.
He gives me an exaggerated shrug of his shoulders. This is bad. My boiling point is so low, it seems I won't be able to cool down in time. I'm not happy, but I'll accept it. Oh shit, that's you.
I'm not happy, but I'll accept it. You're my master for now, but I have conditions as well. From now on, I will ignore your opinions. I will decide how to fight, and you will follow my plans. This is the best I'll compromise on. You don't mind that, right, young lady?
I think this is it, Father. I'm almost at my limit. I see. You accept unhappily, but what do you mean about ignoring my opinions? You're my servant, right? I ask him in a trembling voice, just in case. There's the issue of the command spell too, so this is my last warning. The biggest compromise I can make. And to that...
Yeah, in name only. So, formally I'll obey you, but I'm the one doing the fighting. You can hide in the basement here and stay there until the Holy Grail War ends. That way, even an inexperienced person like you should make it out alive.
He tells me he has no hope for me with eyes full of disdain.
Are you angry? No, I'll respect your position, of course. I am called to help my master win, after all. My victory is yours, and I shall give you everything that I earn in this fight. You shouldn't have any complaints about that, right? You wouldn't be able to use the command spell anyway. Well, you can leave the rest to me. You just worry about your own safety.
I'm pissed! Fine, if you say that, I'll use it! On Fang! There's no holding back now. I've no sympathy for a twisted guy like him.
What? You're not.
Exactly what you're thinking, you rude scum. Vetrag in nuer nagel. Ein nues justice. Ein nues verbrechen. Fuck, I love yelling in German, thank you. I announced to the command spell, by the order of the Holy Grail, give the law of obedience to this one, my servant. Cries in magic? Yeah, that's me. That's basically mean.
You idiot. Are you insane, Master? Who would use a command spell for something like this?
Shut up! Look, you're my servant. You have to obey every single one of my orders, okay? The symbol on my right hand throbs. The 3 command spells, the essence of the Holy Grail War, the 3 claims to the servant's unconditional obedience is now used.
Are you not even thinking? Using the command spell for such a general thing.
Huh? It's too late now. First of all, I wasn't expecting this either. I hate myself so much. I want to die. To go ahead and use the important command spell for something like this. So... leaving the ruined living room behind, we moved to my room. In front of me is the servant who should be absolutely obedient for my command spell. He's there, but...
I see. I understand your personality now, Master.
How exactly is this absolutely obedient?
Just to make sure, do you understand how important the command spell is, Master?
I know. It's the right to give your servant 3 orders, right? What about it?
Jeez, look, the command spell forces the servant to act according to an order. It doesn't merely stop their actions, it strengthens their actions as well. For example, I can't instantly teleport somewhere far away, but if you command me to go using your command spell, then assuming we have enough magical energy, such things become possible. This is what is meant by unconditional obedience. It is the 3 crystallizations of a great magic that allows a servant to surpass limits on their ability even they can't control. Well, only 2 now.
I know that. It's fine. We still have 2, and that order I gave you isn't useless either. Is this me or you?
Man, this is certainly a miscalculation on my part. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you.
Is he teaching me about the spells?
Well, just... The command spell works poorly than broad orders. For broad and long-lasting orders like protect me through this or win this battle, the power of the command spell weakens. The force will last a long time, but since the associated pain is weak, some servants will be able to disobey. In contrast, a single simple order like deliver the next blow with all your power or don't break that glass is absolute. Even the most powerful servants will find it hard to disobey. So, I think you can guess what I'd like to say next, Master.
Oh, so it didn't actually get absolute obedience. I get the idea. So you're saying a broad, long-lasting order is meaningless, right? If the effect is weak, servants can act against it. It's better to make a single absolute order than to give weak ones, right?
Right. Basically, the command spell is a way to bring about miracles beyond our abilities. Stupidly using it for orders that can be achieved by other means is unforgivable. The command spell you just used is exactly that. Whether or not I'll obey you is something we could have solved by discussion. Even with the command, something like obey my every order completely is beyond even 100 command spells.
Oh, so the command spell I just used was meaningless?
Normally, the answer would be yes, but it seems like your abilities are mages are on a completely different level.
We are in my bedroom. Is he happy or unhappy? The servant has a smile on his face as he sighs. On a completely different level? You mean... Hey, you, tell me honestly your condition right now. I have a gut feeling, so I ask him boldly.
Yeah, that's what I mean by miscalculation. That command spell should have only changed my attitude to, well, I'll respect Master's opinion slightly. But right now I feel a strong bind from your words. If I disagree with you, let's see. It seems like I drop a rank. In other words, it's like my body feels heavy when I go against your will.
The servant shrugs his shoulders as if to say it's a pain. So... that means the command spell wasn't meaningless, and it worked in my favor? But this guy speaks as sarcastically as always, and it doesn't seem like he's any weaker at all. Though even if he is weakened when going against me, I doubt even 10 of me could take him on.
Let me take back what I said before, Master. You are young, but you are an outstanding magus. It was my mistake to patronize you and try to keep you out of the battle. I apologize for my rudeness.
He adjusts his stance and bows his head politely. Hey, stop it. We argued a lot, but they say both sides are usually at fault in this sort of thing.
I see. I'm glad you understand.
You changed your tune quickly.
Well, it was a massive miscalculation, but not an unwelcome one. If you're this talented, I have no objections to your involvement in the battle.
Huh? Oh, he seems to be saying he's found a powerful master, so... So you accept me as master even without the command spell?
Of course. I wasn't clear back then as I was just summoned, but we are completely connected now. If you're really a magus, you should be able to feel the connection from the contract.
Contract? Now that he mentions it, my body does feel strange. It feels like the nerves, once closed within me, are now pointing outwards, and on top of that, part of my magical energy is flowing into the man in front of me. I see. Servants are called by the Holy Grail, but what keeps them in the world is...
Right. The power of the master. Servants stay in this world by receiving magical energy from their masters.
The magical energy you supply... Oh, sorry.
The magical energy you supply is sufficient. There might be problems with your experience, but your ability is outstanding. The normal magus would pass out after summoning a servant, but you're still full of energy. The command spell earlier and this amount of magical energy, you're definitely a first-class master.
Praising me now won't do you any good. A bit embarrassed, I avert my gaze. I wasn't really expecting this. I'm forcing him to obey with the command spell, but for a servant, a being superior to humans, to honestly accept that I am his master. So, which servant are you? I collect myself and finally get to the point.
You can't tell from my appearance, huh? Aha, excellent.
What? No, I was just mistaken before. This guy is certainly making fun of me. Alright, this is a question from your master. You're not Saber, are you?
I'm sorry, but I don't have a sword.
As I expected. This is natural, though. I mistook the time. Summoning circle didn't work, and I even summoned the servant to the wrong place. It was all too clumsy to call Saber the strongest servant. What a blunder, using that many jewels and not calling Saber. It's too appalling to face.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not Saber.
Me too. Huh? Oh, well, it was a big mistake, and I regret it, but it's my fault, so...
Yeah, Archer isn't too flashy, I know.
Alright, I'll make you regret your... oh, sorry.
Alright, I'll make you regret your abuse later on, and I won't accept any apologies when that time comes.
Huh? This is unexpected. The unknown servant seems disappointed by my fixation on Saber. What? Did I get on your nerves, Archer?
Yes, you did. Keep Keep your eyes open, as I will definitely show you how lucky you are.
Archer protests with narrow eyes. The air he carries is offensive, but his behavior seems childlike and pure. You know, he might be a pretty good guy. Alright, then you be sure and make me— oh god, then be sure you make me regret it later on, Archer. If you do, I'll honestly apologize.
Yeah, don't you forget it, Master. Know how great the one you summoned is, and be grateful. Though, even if you do apologize then, I probably won't be satisfied.
Archer grins again. Huh, maybe he does have a twisted personality after all. Well, fine, leaving that aside. Which heroic spirit are you? Archer doesn't answer. His sarcastic tone disappears and he frowns seriously. Archer, your master is asking you a question.
That's a secret.
Huh?
I can't answer the question of who I am, because...
Hold on. If it's for a stupid reason, I'll be pissed.
It's...
Oh, that face again. Archer must be really troubled as he opens his mouth like he'd rather not say anything.
It's because I don't know myself.
Wait, what was that? What? Are you making fun of me?
I didn't mean to insult you, Master. But this is what you get for your failed summoning. It seems my memory is confused. I know who I am, but things like my name and origin are a bit vague. Well, they're trivial things to be missing, and we shouldn't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Of course I'm worried about it. If I don't know which heroic spirit you are, I can't tell how strong you are.
Oh, that's no problem. It's a trivial matter.
Trivial, you say? How can I make a plan when I don't know how strong my partner is? There's no way we can fight like this.
What are you saying? I'm the servant you summoned. Naturally, I'm the strongest.
Straightforwardly, the knight in red looks at me with absolute confidence and trust. Huh? My thoughts freeze. There's no dishonesty in Archer's words. He thinks more highly of my power than I do, even though we've only just met. My face is burning. Jeez, I'm definitely blushing. Why am I so weak against unexpected things? Well, fine. It'll make no difference that no one will know your true identity. They do say that to fool your enemies, you must first fool your allies. I say this to hide my embarrassment, looking away from Archer. Well, I can find out later how good a servant he is. For now, I have a higher priority. Alright, I shall not question you about your true identity for now. So Archer, here's your first task.
Already? You are aggressive. So, who's our enemy?
As he's asking, I throw a dustpan and broom in front of him.
Huh?
Clean the room downstairs, please. You made that mess, so be responsible and clean the place up. Oh my god. He stands there blankly for 10 seconds. After recovering his thoughts, he grabs the broom ready to make an objection.
Hold on. Just what do you think a servant is?
Familiar, right? He's a bit insolent, so he's difficult to control. Archer swallows his words. I don't intend to take back my words, and I do have a trump card.
Objection. I refuse such an order.
Really? This is an order as a master. Doesn't your body feel heavy when you go against your master's wishes?
Ugh.
Well, I'm sure it's... oh. Well, I'm sure it's nothing to you, but the penalty would continue until you clean up the living room. Won't it be dangerous to fight in such a condition from tomorrow? He groans for a few seconds, clenching the broom. The servant in the red coat, Archer, closes his eyes in dismay.
Understood. Damn you, Master.
He acknowledges my request gracefully. Well, it's getting late, so I should rest for tonight. I can decide about how to treat him after I wake up. How am I so carefree, but also everything in my life is just so important? The day of fate comes to a close. No, this night is the start of fate. There are 6, including myself now. Oh, is this you?
No, it's just the start of fate. 'Cause
Oh, you're just excited. Okay. There are 6, including myself now. Once the last one summons a servant, the 7th one, who is not yet a master, this Holy Grail war will commence. It's not far ahead. The battle I've waited 10 years for is about to commence. Word tag, thanks for the follow. I know it was a while ago, but...
So 2-1, that means February 1st.
I thought it was like chapter 1 out of 31 when I first saw it. I didn't think of it as a date.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, 1 out of 31. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, there's 31 that, you know, like... Heh.
That makes more sense. I can get that. Just you not knowing how dates work.
That's like when you see when they put the date and then the month everywhere else in the world, so then it would say 31-1, and you're like, when are we? The Holy Grail War. It is a great ritual which has been practiced for hundreds of years. If one enters the ritual, one must eliminate the other 6, as it is a battle for one's life. It is said that the Holy Grail is in the land of Fuyuki, and that many magi have fought each other here in the past. They had only one purpose, to obtain the noble phantasm called the Holy Grail. But the origin of the Holy Grail is unknown. It's certain that it never received the blood of God, but its power matches that of the one in the legend. Yes, it is said that the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one has the right to possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person. But 7 magi are needed to summon the Holy Grail in this land. 1 miracle, 7 collaborators. Well, the point is, it was only a matter of time before a fight broke out over the Holy Grail. It began like an ordinary fight over resources. The 7 magi used the power of the Holy Grail equally to each summon a familiar, a servant, to battle the other magi. Only 1 magus will obtain the Holy Grail, and so each of them treated the other 6, once allies, now as enemies, and a gruesome fight began. This is the ritual called the Holy Grail War, a competition between magi for the Holy Grail. Why does this feel like a fucking recap?
They're just explaining it for the first time. It's just that you already know what it is.
Okay, I'm sorry. The magi chosen by the Holy Grail are called masters, and each master receives a powerful familiar called a servant by the grace of the Holy Grail. Hey, I know these cards!
Oh, hey, right click real quick. Do we have a status menu?
No.
No, we don't yet. Okay. It'll like catalog all the stats of the servants you meet. So I was wondering if Archer got put in there.
Oh. There are 2 proofs that one is a master. Summoning a servant and making it obey, and obtaining the 3 command spells that can order the servant. The first goes without saying. A few hours ago to be exact, I summoned Archer to be my servant. That leaves only the second. I must protect to the end this command spell that binds the servant. For a master, this is probably the most important thing of all. The pattern inscribed on my right hand after summoning Archer. This is the command spell. This holy sign granted by the Holy Grail is the proof of a master who has summoned a servant.
I used to really want that as a tattoo, before I was 18.
What do you mean that's changed? You have a Robin tattoo on your chest.
All right.
Robin as in Batman and Robin, everyone, not like a bird.
That would also be sick, though.
That would be sick. This mark, with concentrated magical energy, is an instantaneous thing, not an eternal one. It is consumed by use, and as the appearance suggests, it has 1 use for each strike. In other words, only 3 times. A master who loses all 3 of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. So, the command spell must be guarded as closely as one's life. It hurts my head to think that I've used one right at the start, but it wasn't completely meaningless, so I'll call it good. Because it's not unusual for servants to go against their masters. I'm fortunate to have been able to chain him using 1 command spell. Well, that's the gist of it. The Holy Grail War will start when the 7 servants are all summoned. I can't just sleep in. I don't know when the last master will appear, but it should be soon. Morning already? I'm so tired. Looking out the window dazed, I notice the sun's already way up. It's past 9. I don't think it's a question of being late anymore. Glancing at the clock, I confirm to myself that I'll be skipping school today. My body's so heavy, it feels like he's taken over half my body. I I sit up in bed and take a deep breath. I'm not tired just because I'm not a morning person. Like Archer said, a master who has just summoned their servant cannot function satisfactorily. That's right, I summoned Archer, not Saber. I can remember clearly. Well, it's not something I want to remember, but even if I don't like it, there's no second chance. About a day until my magical energy returns, huh? Then I guess today will just be a test drive. I slowly climb out of bed. I fight a bit against the unseasonably warm air and my desire to stay wrapped up in my blanket. I knock out the desire to go back to sleep in the 3rd second of the match and check myself in the mirror. Nothing's obvious. Oh, okay. Nothing's obviously wrong, except for the fact that I have only about half the usual magical energy in my body. Everything's up to par. Well, there shouldn't be any problems. For now, I want to check the situation. The servant I summoned is Archer. He's a rude guy with no manners to spare for his summoner and master. And on top of that, he doesn't know who he is. Oh, I'm getting a headache already. I'll have to live with his noble phantasm until his memory live without his noble phantasm until his memory returns. Well, there's no way he can use it if he doesn't remember it. Servants are powerful familiars on their own, but what makes them the most powerful is the fact that they all have one powerful secret move. The problem is, Archer says he can't remember what it is. Well, it's partly my fault, so we'll have to make do. That's right, as this is how things ended up, we're both on the same boat. I hope he sorts out his memories soon, but with the way he's acting right now, who knows when that'll be. Honestly, looks like we've got a load of problems ahead. I love my unabashed optimism. I'm like, well, I fucked myself! Everything's fine!
Rin's got a really good, like, outward personality that does not reflect inward personality.
It's so good, dude. Wow, maybe I should have a better opinion of him. The living room is just the way it was. I only expected him to clear up the rubble, so I'm moved that he went this far. He must have felt bad about making such a mess of the living room, or he wouldn't have done this. I should call him admirable, or maybe just a nice guy.
The sun's already up. You're pretty loose.
Huh? I take it back. This shameless attitude, he doesn't deserve any praise at all. Morning, you seem pretty relaxed. I see you've made yourself at home here.
Well, it's the room I spent the night in. I've pretty much figured out where everything is. Oh, since I was cleaning anyway, I cleaned up the kitchen too. I was expecting more mess, but it was rather clean. That's quite impressive considering you live in a Western-style house by yourself.
I'm getting a headache. Why is my servant checking my cleanliness? They say servants think only of battle, so maybe this guy's broken somehow.
I see. You're not doing well, are you? You seemed well last night, but sleep must have brought up your fatigue. I'll get you a drink, if tea's okay.
So at home in a stranger's house, Archer stands, takes out a new teacup without a moment's confusion, and pours a fine rose-colored tea. That noise really freaked me out. Because I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was behind me in real life, and I was like,
oh, no.
There are all sorts of things I want to say, but I surprisingly don't feel like interrupting him. Every aspect of his motion is refined, and you could even say he is being considerate? Well, it's true that I'm tired, so I guess I'll have a drink. I take a seat. He hands me the teacup silently, and I take a sip. Oh, it's good. Of course. It's an exotic Chinese tea. It's the best part of my favorite leaf, so I'd get mad if it tasted bad. In fact,
how does he know?
I get mad when someone uses one of my favorites without permission. Yes, I would get mad, but when it's brewed so wonderfully, I'm too happy to complain.
Hold on. What are you laughing about? We gotta flip those.
Are they? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was enjoying my tea, so I was like.
It's hard to tell. It's fair.
Okay.
Well, I was going to ask what you thought of it, but when you make a face like that, there's no point in asking.
I slammed the cup down onto the table.
Don't waste it. You should enjoy it while it's hot. If I'm distracting you, I'll go.
Thanks, but no thanks. I didn't become a master just so someone could brew me tea. Besides, there's no need for you to do things without orders.
I see. Certainly I did not form a contract with you to brew tea or clean up after you. If that's or clean up after you is so pointed. If that's how you want it, I'll be careful from now on.
Right, what I need is a powerful familiar. I have never heard of a servant who does things around the house, and I have no need of one either.
What do you mean, no need?
Nothing. Interpret it however you want. More importantly, do you remember who you are now? Archer shakes his head. Just as I thought. It's bad. If he can't remember it after one night, it's not going to come back easily. Even if we test various things today, this is still... Alright, I'll work out what to do about your memory. We'll get ready, Archer. Since you were just summoned, you don't know your way around yet, right? I'll show you around town.
Get ready. There's no need. If you want to go, we can go right now.
It's just wears the same outfit all the time. You're like, you're like, are you ready? Like, do you need to like wash your face? Hey, you're gonna walk around in that? It hardly looks normal, and besides, other masters would be able to tell you're a servant right away. I don't intend to go announcing to everyone that I'm a master, you know? And they put my tattoo on my right fucking hand, oh my god.
Oh, so that's what you meant. It's not a problem. Certainly I will need a change, but only when I take form. Servants are spirits, after all. We become spirits when not in battle to reduce the burden on our masters.
Oh yeah, you were still a heroic spirit even if you're summoned already. Since it's the master's magical energy that gives you the spirit form, if I cut off that magical energy...
Naturally, we would return to spirit form.
Servant in that state is like a guardian spirit. Oh shit.
A servant in that state is like a guardian spirit. We cannot be observed by anyone except the master we are connected to by the ley line. We can still talk, though, so it's no problem if we're going scouting.
Wow, that's really convenient. In that case, it must be hard to search for other masters.
Yes, but magi can sense other magi, right? In the same way, servants can sense other servants. If a servant knows powerful magic, they would be able to sense servants even from a distance.
I hate the sound of ticking clocks. With, like, every fiber of my being. So this is kind of a miserable, like, thematic thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, we're gonna power through it. Okay. Just as Archer says, a master is usually a great magus. A magus with strong magical energy is sensitive to other magical energy. But as far as I know, no one in this town has magical energy that strong. So what about you? Can you tell where the other servants are?
Master, have you forgotten my class? Sensing distant enemies isn't a job for a knight.
I guess not. Archer's magical energy isn't that strong. I expect only the servant caster would have enough magical energy to locate enemies from a distance. Alright then, follow me, Archer. I'll show you the world you've been summoned into.
I don't think it'll be that new for me. But Master, aren't you forgetting something important?
I'm not. I'm like in my jammies, aren't I? What do you mean by something important?
Jeez, you're really not up to par yet. We've yet to exchange the most important part of our contract.
The most important exchange? Equivalent exchange? No, fundamentally, the reward for the servant is to participate in the Holy Grail War. There shouldn't be any more exchanges necessary.
You're really not a morning person, are you?
Archer says so in surprise. Listening to his sarcastic comment, I realize something. Come to think of it, he hasn't addressed me by name yet. Oh, crap, names!
I guess you've realized. Well, it's not too late. So, Master, what is your name? How should I address you now on?
Archer asks sulkily. Damn it, he is a good person. Yes, there's no mistake. After all, there's no meaning to exchanging names. Servant and master have a relationship forced upon them by the command spell. For a contract with a normal familiar, the exchange of names has a great deal of meaning, but no such bond is needed between the master and servant. But still, Archer calls it important. It's a proof of trust that we shall be fighting alongside each other, even without the command spell. I'm Tosaka Rin. You can call me whatever you like. I answer bluntly, unable to be true to my feelings. Well, actually, it would probably be easier for me to be addressed in a reserved manner like you, or Master, and he'll probably call me that. But that said, Archer mutters my name to himself.
I shall call you Ren. Yes, the name suits you well.
He says something outrageous.
Ren? What's wrong? You don't look normal.
Shut up! Let's just go! We don't have time to relax! I turn away and start walking. I'm vexed. I don't know why, but I am. Did Archer say that just to make me feel this way? It's possible. He'll certainly do that sort of thing. Yes, that must be it. So my face getting hot and my heart pounding, they're all part of his plan. Be careful, Rin. You're going to have to work with this crooked guy from now on.
That's what people think when I compliment them.
Should I have saved... Should I be saving this? Is it auto-saving?
You know, it probably doesn't autosave.
Whew.
Go ahead and drop one of those in there in case you hit like F6 and load a save or something.
Okay. I just want to make sure it's there. Okay. I go out with Archer. The city we live in, Fuyuki City, can be basically divided into two towns. Here, the place with old houses and traditional buildings is Miyama City. Okay, hold on. So within the city, there are other cities?
Like,
Is that what I'm reading?
can be basically divided. Like, they're like towns. Yeah. They're like sections. There's a big bridge over a river.
Uh-huh.
And inside the bridge is like its own section.
Okay. On the other side of the river is Shinto, where modern development is happening. My house is in the older section, Miyama City. Miyama City is broadly separated into two sections as well. This is one of the sections, the Western-style houses where immigrants from foreign countries live, and on the other side is the area of old Japanese-style houses, with a mountain behind it. Both sections are on top of hills, so you could say both are suburbs. The houses in between these two sections are relatively ordinary. As a demonstration, they're this ordinary. This is the crossroads of Miyama City and the hill leading up to the Western-style houses like mine. On the opposite side, a hill leads up to the Japanese-style houses. A bridge leads to the neighboring town of Shinto, and the other way leads to the school, shopping district, and even Ryudo Temple up on the mountain.
You know that name.
Yeah, I was like, didn't we meet a kid named Ryudo?
You got mad that we didn't like temples.
Oh, right. That's funny. That's fucking funny. And this is the large bridge connecting Shinto and Miyami City. A few years ago, a big station was built over that side, and it has grown rapidly since then. Even though Miyami City and Shinto are in the same city, you can think of them as totally different places. I guess.
There's like cities that are like this. Like Vancouver has the like two sides of the bridge also.
Yeah, like where I live is just one big city, and then all the little cities around it are also called cities. It's not like this is a city that has two cities inside of it. You're like, you mean like a neighborhood?
Yeah, like Albuquerque doesn't break up like that either. But
The city's
I don't know.
name,
Places do.
Fuyuki or Winter Tree, supposedly comes from the fact that winters are long here.
Fu is winter. I know things.
Fu is winter! Does that mean that Yuki is tree?
I guess.
Thinking about it, this place certainly has a long winter. In contrast, though, it's quite warm here, and February here is about as warm as December everywhere else. I bet a few hot springs would turn it up if you went digging around it. Was it Japanese to English?
Huh? What did you do that?
Yuki means snow. I knew that.
I thought Fu meant. Didn't Fu mean winter?
I thought so.
Am I wrong?
Fu? Negative? What is winter? Fuyu is winter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so Fuyu is winter is key tree?
I guess it must be.
Oh, we're stopping for our yet another Japanese lesson.
Japanese lessons for the viewers.
Listen, we do a lot of Duolingo.
We.
Hey, I looked at the thing yesterday after you showed me how cool it was.
Oh, it's so cool.
Then again, this you do the same fucking hiragana one lesson every day. Don't you
All
fucking
right.
be mean to me. Then again, this half-hearted cold would make the city a poor hot springs resort. Fuyuki City has a friendly winter and a strange climate that enters spring in April with no changes. Shinto is all like this. The rapidly developing town started to build tall buildings as if rushed by something, and as a result, it looks very artificial, though that's only in the last 10 years. From what I hear, the big fire here 10 years ago pretty much burned down the whole residential district. Fire 10 years ago, hmm?
Remember the end of Fate Zero when there was a big fire?
These buildings were constructed on the land no one lived on anymore. This is gonna make me want to watch Fate over again because I can't remember anything. But now I can because we're doing this, and then it'll kind of spoil. I guess
This
it
did
won't
come
really
out
spoil
before
stuff.
Fate Zero. Like, you're not supposed to know about Fate Zero at this point.
Yeah, but like this makes me want to watch Fate Stay Night.
Ah, wow, yeah. Same.
And this is the center of it. This is Shinto's park. Now that we've seen all the important locations, what are your thoughts? I asked Archer, who was standing next to me. I can't see him, of course.
So it's a big park, but is there some reason there's no one here?
So it shows, huh? Well, that's because there's a history to this place. I look around the park.
Archer should definitely know.
A park this big and organized should be a playground for kids, even on weekdays. He doesn't have a memory right now. Or was he?
True.
But-
I can't remember. Genuinely, don't remember if he's lying or not.
I also can't. I thought he was lying. But that's because we know the answer.
Right. But these conversations make it seem like he's not lying.
Right. Same. But
Maybe
there,
he's just selling it.
he's just really fucking selling it, dude. But there are only a few people here and a desolate feeling runs through the place. It was about 10 years ago. They say there was a huge fire in this area. It burned for a day until it went out just as it began to rain. Afterwards, the town was rebuilt, but this place was left as it was. It was burned to ashes, so they made it into a park. Archer says nothing, but even though I can't see him, I can tell that he is feeling something special. You seem to have noticed. That's right. This is where the last Holy Grail War ended. I don't know the details, but the last war ended here, and the place has been like this ever since.
I see. That must be why this place is full of so many grudges.
You can sense those kind of things?
Servants are spirits. We are being similar to grudges and formed obsessions. Therefore, we are sensitive to such remnants like us. There are places in town with strong regrets, but this place is on a completely different level. To us, this place is more like a reality marble.
Archer brings up an unusual turn in a motionless voice. Reality marble. One of those magics considered the pinnacle of magic?
Magi?
Magi. Said to be infinitely close to sorcery. For hundreds of years, a boundary field has been the defensive field that protects a magus. Put simply, it's a vicious version of a security system on a house. Boundary field is something applied to an existing area or building to protect oneself from outside enemies. But it is merely a transformation applied to what already exists. But a reality marble is different. A reality marble is an image that erodes reality. The imagined world of a magus, a boundary field that paints over reality by letting a magus's heart take form, that is what we call a reality marble. In other words, it's a large-ranged magic that distorts, no, remakes the world as the magus wishes.
What are you thinking?
Huh? No, I was just surprised. I just thought that reality marble seemed an uncommon term for an archer.
What? Is it strange for me to know it?
Of course, reality marble is the taboo of taboos. The secret principle's secret principle. Doesn't make any sense for an archer to know about it. Isn't that right? I ask with my expression. And then I sense him sighing heavily next to me.
Rin, a hero is someone who excels with both magic and weaponry. It's fine if you want to think that an archer can only use bows, but please don't take such an optimistic view of the other servants.
Come to think of it, he's right. I understand. That was a careless thing to say. I'll be careful from now on, so it's okay, right?
Rin, I'm going to be honest. You are excellent, but because of that, you have a habit of underestimating others. You should reform that habit before you grow up. Fuck, Jesus Christ. If somebody said that to me, I'd hit them.
Like, look, you're a genius, but you're also kind of a cock.
You should really work on that.
You should really work on your fucking ego. You're being rather rude. Reform, that's like trading bad habits out of a horse.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't make it sound like you're a disobedient horse. I just used the word because it suited your image.
Hey, that's even worse. Ouch! My right arm suddenly hurts.
Ren?
Be quiet for a second, Archer. The command spell engraved on my right hand is hurting. A small warning as if to get to my attention. Someone's watching us. I extend my consciousness to the surroundings. I roll out the threads of my consciousness and search through the park.
Byakugan.
Fucking Byakugan, dude. I can't find him. What about you, Archer?
It's difficult. I can't even feel the stare.
Then it must be a master watching. I don't know who it is, but if Archer can't sense it, it has to be a master. There aren't 7 of us yet, but if we wanted to, we could start the fight at any time. It seems the one watching us wants to battle, but... The command spell reacts to other command spells, so that must mean that if you are a master, you should... Oh.
Oh. Command spell reacts to other command spells, so that must mean if you're a master, you should be able to recognize other masters when you see them. Then wouldn't that mean you should be able to identify the other masters too?
Yes, but a superior magist can conceal their magical energy. Even though command spells react to each other, they operate on magical energy. If the master has closed his magic circuit, it'll be hard to find him.
That's troubling. That means we're showing them our location.
That's right. Well, if I search around my house, I should be able to find something that kills my magical energy, but...
You don't need it?
Right, because if I don't hide it, they'll come to us, right? It saves us the trouble of going to find them. What a fucking strategy, dude!
Holy shit, the dick.
He's like, you really gotta work on underestimating people, and I'm like, but if we could just make them come to us, doesn't that just kind of give us the advantage?
We just broadcast our location at all times? Doesn't that help us?
Archer takes a deep breath and goes quiet as if he's shocked. I think that's me.
Yeah.
Okay. What? You want to say I shouldn't be overconfident? I ask, remembering our previous conversation, but Archer just says,
That's impossible. You're strongest like this. Yeah, you can let those weaklings follow us about.
He says, trying to hold back his laughter.
Sometimes it adds details to a line after I've already said it, and I'm like, oops.
Well, it's not like I like his response, but we decide to continue walking around town. We tour the important places, really dragging our observer around, having dinner along the way, and bring things to a conclusion. We've been walking around a lot, and now it's 7. At this time of night, our destination should give us the best view. A strong wind. The tallest building in Shinto, the view from the rooftop of this building is a fitting end for this day. What do you think? This place has a great view, Archer.
Jeez, I pity whoever you go out with someday. You drag me around all day.
Did you say something, Archer?
Just an honest opinion. Oh, this is certainly a nice place. If we'd come here to begin with, we wouldn't have had to walk around like we have been.
What are you talking about? Certainly it's a nice view, but all you can tell from here is the overview of the town. You have to go to the places themselves to know the layout.
That's not true. My class isn't archer for nothing. You can't be an archer unless you have good eyesight. Rip.
Is that so? So can you see my house from here, Archer?
No, I can't see the neighboring town from here. At most, I can see as far as the bridge. At that range, I can count the number of tiles.
No way, the tiles on the bridge? That's not as good as eyesight could match the telescopes you find on these rooftops. I'm surprised. You really are, Archer.
Rin, I don't like to think so, but are you making fun of me?
Of course not. I just misunderstood because even though you're called Archer, you don't seem like one.
That's a troubling claim. I shall question you further on this matter when we get home.
It seems Archer has taken a liking to the view as he falls silent. He's probably working out the town's layout. I can't interrupt while he's surveying the battlefield. I leave Archer's side and move to the edge of the building. All I can see with my eyesight is the lights below this building, like the headlights of the cars in the street and the people going home after work. I can't tell what kinds of cars or what kinds of people they are. I can see them, but still not see them. Just like noticing someone is watching me before, but not being able to see the watcher. At the very least, there's one person that has his base in Shinto. I strain my eyes and stare below me. There are 7 masters in all. I still don't know who the masters are, nor which servants they command. Right now, I assume all the masters are walking around town collecting information on other masters. Suddenly I feel someone's eyes on me. There's no reaction from my command spell. I just feel someone's eyes on me. From below? I look down. There are many people walking around on the road. Among them is a person. One person is looking up at me as if looking up at the moon. I can't tell for sure who it is. I can't tell for sure, but I still know who it is. It's surprising. What's he doing at this kind of time?
Rin, have you found an enemy?
Archer calls out to me as if sensing my excitement. Nothing. I just saw someone I knew. An ordinary person. Nothing to do with us. I answer, unable to hide my irritation, and leave the place where I was standing. There's no way he could have seen me from the ground. He must have been looking up at the building by coincidence. So it doesn't mean I was noticed. But still, I'm angry that I let him see me acting as a magus.
I'm sure that won't come back later.
For sure, dude! I don't like watching archery. By the time we get back to Miami City, it's already past 9 o'clock. Unlike Shinto, Miami City is an old residential district. No one walks around after 9, and the town grows as quiet as midnight. So that's pretty much it. Do you have a good idea of the town?
Yeah, I get it. I'll figure out the rest as we go along.
Then we're done for the day. I'm not up to par either, so let's go home and rest.
Fucking what a prologue.
We climb the road up the gentle hill, and there's someone walking in front of us. Huh? Sakura? This is bad. I don't want to see her right now. Oh, this is my Naruto-kun. Rin! Oh, that's you. I thought it was Sakura.
Why are we hiding?
Shut up! Oh, that person is someone I know. I skipped school today, so I don't want to see her. As I speak, I look at the figure ahead of us. On the road, there's the well-known first-year student. And a foreigner I don't know. Is that my boyfriend?
Who knows?
They're talking about
blonde,
something.
red-eyed man.
Some other blonde, red-eyed man. I don't remember anything about Fate. I thought Gilgamesh had a different master.
No comment.
Oh, God. They're talking about something. No, it seems the foreigner's talking to Sakura against her wishes.
Ren, is the person you know the foreigner?
No, I don't know him. There are a lot of Western-style houses around here, so he might be visiting one of them. I say that much, then scold myself for being too soft where that girl is involved. Archer, is he human?
I don't know. He has form, so he should be human. At the very least, he's not a servant.
Right. He's not a master either, so I guess it's just a minor quarrel. Still, I know she's not the kind of girl to get into trouble with a guy. They're going. The girl is walking up the hill. The man is... The blonde guy goes down the road we came up. Dun, dun, dun.
Mysteries!
Well then, you can use this place. I'm going to bed, unless you have any questions first.
Don't have any important questions. Your decision not to rush into a battle is the correct one. You should use tonight to recover your magical energy.
Yes, I will see you tomorrow then. Please make me tea tomorrow morning. Servants are fatigued. Fatigue hits me hard once I walk into my room. Oh yeah, I have to contact Kirei before I go to bed. That annoying priest. He'll already be getting ready to call in the substitute mages. I don't really care about that, but he is my guardian, so I should at least do the right thing. Phone. I dial the number and soon the fake priest picks up. Kirei, it's me. I formed a contract with a servant just yesterday, so register me officially as a master. A brief silence. Kirei's silence has enough pressure to stress you out, even over the phone.
Understood. Now what? You should come and see me at least once. I have something to give you that I received from your parents. They said to give it to you only if you become a master before you become an adult.
Oh, you mean Father's will? I already deciphered it and got the item, so it's fine. I'll come and see you if I feel like it. Goodbye.
Wait, Rin, if you're a master now...
I hang up, not hearing him out. Listening to Kirei's lecture while I'm tired won't help me recover my magical energy. Right, all preparations are done now. All that's left is to sleep. When I wake up next, it should be a completely different morning. 10 years ago, the Holy Grail War in which my father competed as a master and was defeated. Now I'm entering that same battle. God, that's so fucking funny, dude.
Not gonna deal with that today. I'm going to bed.
Ooh, big mood.
Probably drop a save whenever the date changes, at the very least.
All right. So after breakfast, I clearly explained my immediate plans.
What? You're going to school?
Yes, do you have a problem with that, Archer?
No problems. It's just...
Archer hesitates, but does not object. He must have realized yesterday that I'm not the type to take back my decisions. I can kind of tell without him saying so. Archer is sarcastic, but he has an honest side to him, so it seems he won't complain about something he's accepted. Yes, in other words, he's faithful in an awkward way.
relatable.
This is my conclusion. No, more of an intuition after watching Archer for all of yesterday.
Ren, as you are a master now, you must always be cautious of other masters. School is a place where it's hard to remain prepared against sudden attacks.
That's not true. Look, Archer, even though I am a master now, I don't intend to change my lifestyle. Besides, a battle between masters is something that should be done out of public view, right? So if we are at school where there are lots of people, I don't think we'll see any kind of surprise attacks.
Famous last words. I see. If that's what you've decided, I can only obey. But I can guard you in spirit form, right? You don't intend for me to stay here while you go to school.
Of course not. Not just at school, but I will want you by my side whenever I go outside. It is the servant's role to protect the master, so I'll be counting on you.
I'm relieved to hear that. It is the duty of a knight to answer trust placed on us. I shall do my best to meet your expectations. But Ren, just hypothetically, what would you do if there were an enemy in that safe place?
What? Are you suggesting there might be a master at school?
That's right. It's certainly hard for anyone who isn't a teacher or student to get in, but wouldn't it be a problem if someone already there is a master?
I don't think that's possible. In this town, there's only one family of magi other than the Tosaka. That other family has declined, and they don't even have a master.
How do you know there isn't a master?
Hey, it's only natural to investigate another family of magi in the same town. He isn't a master, and his successor doesn't have enough magical energy to become a master, so we can just ignore them.
I see. So there's another magus at the school you go to, but you say that magus doesn't have sufficient magical energy to become a master. Is that correct?
Exactly. So most masters will probably be coming from elsewhere. I don't think such people would come to school.
Well, for now at least. But Ren, there are always exceptions. What if there's a magus at your school that you don't know about?
Like I said, there aren't any magi are sensitive to other magi. If we were at the same school for a year, I should be able to sense other magi no matter how well they hide it. I will state with confidence that there are only 2 magi at our school. One of them is me, and the other is only an apprentice who doesn't have even enough power to become a master. Do you understand? Your caution is just needless worrying. It is completely impossible.
That's why this is only a hypothetical scenario. There's always another side to things. It's only natural for unexpected things to occur. I'm saying that when it does happen, do not blame me.
Yes, this is the hard part. Like, is he just like hamming it up, or does he actually know?
Right, like he's sitting there like there might be another. Because like, spoilers for the chat. Like, this is Shiro from the future. He's already experienced this war, right?
Mm-hmm. But from a
So he
master's
knows.
perspective.
Yeah. Like, he knows who the other masters are.
God, so he would have to have no memory, because if he came in with his full memory, then he'd have to tell her who he is. But then they could just win the war. So maybe he
Yeah.
really doesn't remember.
It's true. I think his motivations are kind of weird, too.
Oh yeah, because isn't he kind of taking care of himself, too? He might be rooting for his own person, not this person.
I don't know. We can let it play out.
Archer smiles dryly. It's like us remembering like fragments of the anime. You've played this game, but it was 10 years ago, and it's just like, meh. Just that action makes me want to take it out on him, but if I did, I would be late for school. That won't happen. A hypothetical is a hypothetical because it won't happen. If it does, it just means my analysis was too shallow.
I don't really think that's what hypothetical means.
No, she's such a 16-year-old.
Alright, I'll remember that. Let's go then, Ren. It should take 30 minutes to get to the school, so we won't make it unless we leave soon.
He does know the layout of the town. He's a good dad. I'm surprised hypotheticals do happen.
Yes, I am surprised about as well. Wow, it pays to argue over everything. It had an unexpected payoff.
As soon as we pass the school's main gate, we joke around like that. Around us are students heading to classrooms, and it's almost time for homeroom. In the crowd of people rushing into the school building, we stand dumbfounded. This isn't just the air stagnating. Isn't there a boundary field set up already?
It's not complete, but the preparation seems to have already started. If he's doing this so openly, he must be a real big shot.
Or a complete amateur. A boundary field that lets others notice the abnormality is only 3rd class. To be 1st class, it has to be hidden until it's activated.
So, which do you think it is, Ren?
Who knows? I don't care if he's 3rd class or 1st class. I'm just going to beat him mercilessly for setting up such an indecent thing in my territory. I walk angrily through the schoolyard. As a magus, I'm not about to mince words, but I can't be satisfied until I properly punish the creator of this boundary field. I'm such a cocky bitch.
Yeah,
I love it. After 2nd period, while walking back from the music room, I see a 1st-year student walking unsteadily. The student is carrying some stack of papers, and it looks like she's having trouble. I'll help, Sakura. Oh god. Huh? Ah, Tosuka-senpai.
Do you want me to hit Sakura for like this scene since it's
Yeah,
just
you
too
want to
long?
do that?
Sure.
Tosuka-senpai.
What? Handouts? World history? That'll be my homeroom teacher. That Kuzuki, what's he thinking making a girl do this? Here, give me half of it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, senpai.
It's fine. So we're taking these to your classroom?
No, we're taking them to Kuzuki-sensei. He said he's recalling them because there was a misspelling.
I understand. Kuzuki's really stubborn. He's the guy who canceled a whole test just because there was one misspelling in it.
Huh? You mean the school's exam?
Right. I think it was last year's midterm. He came in while everyone was filling in their names and said in his usual tone that the midterm has a misspelling in it. He said that the question was not correct, so the midterm was to be canceled and retaken at a later date. We were surprised, but so were the teachers, and they still talk about it today.
That's just like Kuzuki-sensei. He doesn't think teachers should make any mistakes.
He goes too far, though. You'll realize soon, too. Kuzuki is as stubborn as a rock or a mountain.
Tosuka-senpai, you must like Kuzuki-sensei. It's rare for you to talk about someone like that.
Really? Well, I do think he should be more flexible, but I think that, but I also think he's not that bad this way. At our school, there's a teacher liked by all the students, and a teacher feared by all students. The balance between the two works so well that I think Kazuki-sensei is a good disciplinarian. He's the stick in the carrot and stick approach. Well, you'll get to see more of him once you reach 2nd year. He teaches ethics too. More importantly, Sakura, is it alright if I ask you something?
Huh? What is it, senpai?
It's about yesterday. Were you talking to a strange foreigner?
You were watching, senpai?
Just by chance. So, what was it? Do you know him?
No, well, he was a strange person. He seemed to be lost. He asked me lots of things, but I couldn't make out what he was saying, so,
Oh, so she ran away. I see. Sorry, I was just a bit curious.
No, it's alright. Here's fine, senpai. I only have to hand these to him now.
Okay, see you later then. I pass the handouts back to Sakura. As I start to head back to my classroom, I pause. Sakura, how are things?
Yes, it's okay. I'm doing fine.
I see. Well, if Shinji does something again, tell me. He doesn't know when to stop, so it'll only get worse if you don't say anything.
You don't need to worry, senpai. Nissan has been kind recently.
If she says that with such a smile, I can't say anything else. I bid her goodbye once more and turn my back on the familiar junior. Yeah, when does this become a dating sim? I'm like playing through my own dating option. The day ends.
Yeah.
Students leave the classroom and the building gets darker by the second. The sun will set soon. When the red sun sets and night falls, there should be no one left in the school. Let's begin, Archer. First, we need to check out the boundary field. Once we figure out what kind of boundary field it is, we'll decide whether to eliminate it or to leave it. I address my invisible partner. Archer must understand as I sense him nodding. A boundary field is something that protects its caster. You could call it a geographical magic in which one knits a line of magic across a land to change the interior. Infinite different effects are possible within a boundary field. There are all sorts of boundary field, from ones that conceal the area from people's eyes to ones that limit the use of magic within them. The most aggressive of all of these are those that oppress life forms within them. The boundary field laid out over our school is of that kind. Oh my god, reading is so hard. It is not yet complete, but once it is, everyone in the school should fall unconscious. But something like this won't affect me.
The hard part's that you're getting like all of the exposition on how magic works.
Uh-huh.
Also, so you're not even just talking like Rin's like this is Rin's narration. Like,
Yeah.
You're just getting like heavy exposition.
After all, a boundary field is something targeted, not like I know that later on it'll be like much more like back and forth dialogue between everyone, so we'll just be doing a lot of like handing back and forth. But I'm like, here's the entire universe.
Yeah.
After all, a boundary field is something targeted not at me, but at the place I am in. Such an indirect magical energy intervention has no effect on Magi. Say it again?
I've been saying magi.
Okay. Who have magical energy throughout their bodies. A weak current floating through the air will only be repelled by a strong current like myself. So this boundary field has a different intention. I don't know what kind of person set up this boundary field, but his intention is not to defeat a master. It's hard to believe, but his target is everyone in this school? There's only one reason to do something like that. Unbelievably, this guy is... I search the school building and emerge onto the rooftop to finish. It's dark outside. It's 8 o'clock now, way past the school closing time, which is 6. The only people still in the school are me and Archer. So, this makes 7. Well, it looks like this is the origin. An 8-stroke mark is openly drawn on the rooftop. This purplish red character only visible to Magi is something I have never seen before. Engraved with something unknown. Damn it, this isn't something I can handle. The person who set up this boundary field didn't think about anything. He didn't think, but the boundary field is bound to with amazing skill. I can temporarily drain magical energy from this boundary field, but I cannot eliminate the boundary field itself. The boundary field can be reactivated just by having the caster put more magical energy into it again. Archer says nothing. He's been quiet ever since we came out onto the rooftop, probably because he too recognizes the power of this boundary field. This boundary field doesn't just drain one's strength. Once activated, it will literally dissolve all the people within it.
Holy shit.
What? There are boundary fields that drain physical and mental strength from people within them. But the boundary field laid out over the school is on a completely different level. This is a soul eater. It is a blood fort that dissolves people within it and claims the souls that seep out. This is some caster shit, isn't it? Since ancient times, souls have been hard to handle. Even though they are believed to exist and are necessary for magic, only one magus has ever understood the soul. Souls are only things to be investigated, or things to be moved into containers. It's incomprehensible, not merely to suck them out, but also to collect them in a single place. It's because a magus has no use for them, even if one were to collect this unconvertible energy. So if there's a reason, it must be... Archer, are your servants this kind of creature? I ask coldly.
It is as you suspect. I told you we're basically spirits, therefore our meals consist of souls and mental constituents. As you subsist on meat, we subsist on souls and minds. Our basic abilities do not change from such nourishment, but we do become tougher. In other words, our magical energy capacity increases.
Yes, to strengthen your servant, you must attack people indiscriminately. So the magical energy the master provides isn't enough?
It's not that, but it doesn't hurt to have more. In war, if you lack strength, you make up for it with supplies, right? It's a basic tactic for a master to steal energy from the people around them. In that regard, this boundary field is very efficient.
Morally, this is fucked, but like strategically, this is pretty smart. Archer is saying that if I want to win, I should kill people and steal their strength. How simple. I already knew that. That's why I think I know which path I'm going to choose. That annoys me. Don't ever mention it again, Archer. I say so while staring at the mark. For some reason, Archer sounds happy as he confidently answers.
I feel the same way. I do not intend to do so either.
Well, let's erase this. It's meaningless, but it should hinder them a bit. I approach the mark and extend my left arm. The magic crest on my left arm is the Book of Magic passed down the Tosaka family. I switch on my sense. I push magical energy into my magic crest, read the part that explains the elimination of boundary fields, and now all I have to do is activate it. Fucking German. Eliminate surgical extraction, second section. Does it sound better in English? Like, no. I touch the surface with my left hand and let my magical energy flow out. This will at least wash the color off this mark, but...
What, you're going to erase it? What a waste.
Suddenly, as if to stop the... Yeah, well, it worked. Suddenly, as if to stop the erasure of the boundary field, a voice echoes over.
Guess I'll take him since you're...
I quickly stand up and turn around.
Protagonist.
Is this my Gilgamesh? No, this is you.
Oh, I have Lancer anyway, huh? How do I do my, like, haha punk voice?
I quickly stand up and turn around. On top of the water tower, in the sky 10 meters away, a guy is looking down at me. Coolin'! Deep ultramarine that melts into the night. His grin is wild and a bestial smell carries on the wind. The stare of the beast is a cold one. The man in blue looks at me like an old friend, even in this situation. Is this your doing?
No, Betty tricks are the Magi's job. We only fight as we're commanded to. Isn't that right, you over there?
Casual, but his voice is filled with murderous intent. This guy can see Archer. As I thought, a servant.
Fucking obviously, look at him. That's right.
This is a rad guy on top of a water tower?
In like blue armor. I can consider you as my enemy, right?
My spine freezes, a normal light tone of voice, and it's colder than anything I've ever heard, scary enough to make me vomit. I can't tell how I should move or what my best course is, but my reason is telling me absolutely not to fight this man right here. I like how before I was like, yo, if we just leave my magical energy just pouring out into the abyss, they'll come to us. And now that Lancer's here, I'm like, ooh, ooh, no.
Oh god, oh fuck, oh god.
Oh god, oh god, stop.
Wow, that's pretty good. You seem like you don't know anything, but you grasp the important points. Man, I messed up. I shouldn't have called out to you just for fun.
The man raises his arm. It happens in an instant. The arm that held nothing until now. Sick. Now holds a red weapon, 2 meters long.
Escape bulge.
Ha! I jump to the side without thinking. I can't spare the time to consider that I can't jump full force while on a rooftop. I just jump with full force to the side as if I'm trying to smash the fence. A whirlwind brushes past my hair. Barely made it. He rushed me in an eye blink and mercilessly slashed at the space I just occupied.
Ah, you've got some good legs, young lady.
The blue whirlwind pursues me. There are no escapes. The fence is behind me, to my sides. No, I won't make it. I was hoping the English translation would be under it, and of course it's not. Es ist grob, es ist klein. My response is fast. I run the magic crest on my left arm and assemble the magic in a single measure. It lightens my body and adjusts gravity. In this instant, my body becomes light as a feather, and I leap.
Bryn.
I know, let me handle it! I jump over the fence and fall from the rooftop. The wind and pressure push against my body. 15 meters to the ground, 1.7 seconds until landing. No, that's too slow. He'll catch up. Jesus Christ. Archer, take care of the landing! I'm not gonna yell German. Huh? Is that me? I let Archer take the impact of the landing and start to run as soon as my feet touch the ground. First, I have to change the location. We have to go somewhere we can move around freely, not a small place like a rooftop. We have to move to a large field with no obstacles to play to Archer's and my strengths. I guess this is me?
I think these are like pants. It's like, yeah.
Oh. I'm like, was this laughter? What am I nervous? I run from the rooftop to the school ground in less than 7 seconds. God, I'm fucking fast! It's more than 100 meters. My speed is so fast that normal people would see only a blur. But that's...
Man, those are really good legs. It'll be a waste to kill you here.
Stop complimenting my legs. I'm a teenager. Meaningless against a servant. Archer! At the moment I step back, Archer steps in front, taking form. A cloudy night. In Archer's hand is a short sword that reflects the weak moonlight. Wow. Oh, is that you?
Oh, wow.
The man crooks his mouth.
That's good. That's the way to go. I don't mind people who are quick in the uptake.
A large whirlwind. That's the weapon swung at me on the rooftop. The blood-red crimson lamps that tried to mercilessly slaughter me. Servant. Lancer.
That's right, and your servant is Saber.
Lol.
Or maybe not. Who the hell are you?
There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. In response to Lancer, full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between the two is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hand is about 2 meters. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless.
You're not the type to engage in one-on-one combat, so you must be Archer.
Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other, strangely, are red and blue. The two... red versus blue. Jesus Christ. The two counterfeit colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow.
Alright, I don't like it, but now we've met, we'll just have to fight. Come on, take out your bow, Archer.
I have some manners, so I'll... Oh, shit.
I have some manners, so I'll at least wait for that.
Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. The steel back of his seems to declare so. He's so fucking shredded, dude.
Oh, he's huge. The traps?
He's got fucking wings! He's gonna fly away! That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer's just waiting for my word. My command. Archer. I talk to his back without approaching him. I won't help you. Show me your powers here. Was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words, and the red knight dashes forward. Twirling gusts of wind. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches.
You fool!
What meets him is a blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. The sword is swung, a swing to deflect the thrust. Archer parries the thrust of the high-speed lance with his short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy did not permit Archer's rush. The enemy doesn't even let him get within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting at an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself. But even so, Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward.
Idiot. A mere bowman challenging a close-range fight?
His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow, with no thought of stopping. The long weapon, it's suicidal to close into an enemy. The spearman's tactic is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So, as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning.
No way.
But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. No way! Thrust so fast even the after images are blurred. As each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes back Archer, any one of his thrusts could be called a final blow. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow.
Ha!
Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with super speed. with speed superior to Lance's. Lancer's lance. Ugh. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of a lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is in its swings. This is because a wide swing using its long range does not allow the enemy to dodge it by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt to counterattack will only result in a slashed stomach. But simply going forward will end up in a smashed rib from the long shaft of the lance. Archer and Lancer are similarly built. It's hard for Archer with no heavy armor to step into range of a lance swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. Blazing fast thrust certain to strike you is certainly scary, but as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, hitting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. It must be because he underestimated a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is in the length and freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages himself, his defeat is... This is really cool, I'm not gonna lie. I know that it's like super old, but it's actually really well done.
Huh?
The one in red stops. A nightmare-like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous one. Shit, dude.
Gah.
Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapon. There are no openings in Lancer's attack. No, not just that. The thrusts increase in speed and power without limit and becomes the final blow even for a servant. We were the ones that underestimated him. Damn it! For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could ever parry continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little.
Alright, so I know this isn't the best time, but my Postmate's here and I have to be right back.
Fine! Okay, Lancer uses that distance as a runway to launch an even more powerful attack. The raging continuous attack is only a repetition of that, but the blows themselves are godlike. 10 blows already. No, it must actually be many times more than that. The heavy rain of a lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. You okay over there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is the battle getting to you? It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared for Rin's life here.
It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defensive? With such a short sword, he can only parry the lance. He has no way to close on Lancer, and he continues to retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support, I have to back Archer up, but my throat won't respond. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets far away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of a familiar, whom we would never otherwise obtain. Remember that one time I summoned a spirit at 1 a.m. instead of 2 a.m. because I forgot about my fucking clocks? Servants, familiars of different classes that obey the 7 masters. These are the highest ranked familiars, called heroic spirits, that the Holy Grail summons. So it's misleading to call them familiars. Originally, familiars were just beings that ran errands for the magus. Imagine, perhaps, a cat in boots, or a cute white bird, or a black dog that doesn't obey its master, or something like that. Familiars that a mere magus can summon are of that level. Familiars are just familiars. They are only mascots that run errands for their master, so they cannot be beings stronger than their masters. But servants are different. They are the most powerful beings. Even for sorcerers, of which there are only 5 in this world, it would probably be impossible to form a contract with them. It's not that the summoning is hard, or even that the ability of the servant surpasses that of the magus. Servants themselves are beings above magic. I'll make it clear.
Full exposition here.
Servants are heroes from the past. Myth, legend, fable, history, fiction or not, the superhuman beings who gained concrete existence in folklore are what we call heroes. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after their death, and is promoted to another form of existence. Humans who bring about miracles, save people, and achieve great deeds are called heroes even after their death. After being so called, they are promoted to heroic spirits after their death and become guardians of humanity. It doesn't matter whether these people existed in reality or only in stories. It is people's minds that create a hero. People's wishes that this is how things should be, give them form, and set them up as real. Authenticity does not matter. They can have form as long as they have fame as a legend and people have faith. The ultimate ideal humans have created, the greatest human people have created. These are the heroes, the heroic spirits. And of course, since they are beyond human, they cannot be controlled by humans. A magus usually borrows their power only to mimic them. They cannot summon the heroic spirits themselves. But the Holy Grail made that impossibility into reality. It summons the heroic spirit beyond human control and turns it into a familiar obedient to the master. That nonsense is proof that the Holy Grail is almighty. And with the passing of years ignored, the heroic spirits are summoned. The most recent form 100 years ago, the oldest from the ancient days. The 7 heroic spirits obey each of the 7 masters, protect them, and eliminate the masters of the enemy. Heroes from every age and country are revived into the present day to kill one another for supremacy. This is why this ritual is called the Holy Grail War. But it seems the Holy Grail has its limits too. Even the Holy Grail cannot indiscriminately call onto the spirit-like beings. Just as a form invented by humans is required for the imaginary 6th element, known as the devil, to take form, the heroic spirits also need a form to live in this world. That form is their temporary name, and the way they exist in this world. The Holy Grail has furnished classes so that the heroic spirits may take form more easily, and it only summons the heroic spirits that match these classes. It's like a passport to the present, and it sets up a role as a familiar in advance. By allowing the summoned heroic spirit to take on that role, it helps the spirit to take form. If there are 7 masters chosen by the Holy Grail, there are also 7 servants obeying those masters. There are 7 furnished classes. Knight of the Sword, Saber. Knight of the Lance, Lancer. Knight of the Knight of the Bow, Archer. Knight of the Arch.
Knight of the Arch, Archer.
Mounted Soldier, Rider. Magus, Caster. That's kind of fucked if you're a Magus and you just get another Magus.
Yeah.
Silent Killer, Assassin. Mad Warrior, Berserker.
Getting Berserker would also suck ass.
Only the heroic spirits with attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. Dude, I have Lancelot when he's got his noble phantasm where he gets in his jet and then he shoots a machine gun.
That's not his noble phantasm. That's so funny.
That's what it is in Fate Go. It makes me laugh so fucking hard.
He does that in Fate Zero, but it's like a jet's already in the air and he jumps on it and takes it over.
Dude, no, he gets on a jet that looks exactly like him. He pulls out a sniper rifle, shoots it, and then shoots another gun, and he's flying in the plane, and they're like, oh, this is so fucking doofy, dude.
That's so funny. God, I love that.
I should put him in my my support slot so that you could just use him on a low level daily, even though I know you don't do dailies. Just so you can see how dumb it is.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Or I guess you could Google it, but it's not the same.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Only the heroic spirits with attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. That is the servant system, a summoning and contract with the heroic spirit beyond human control to win the miracle beyond human grasp. The ultimate competition, held only on this ground, the one and only Holy Grail War.
Whew. Now we've established what all that stuff is.
Woo! A loud crash. The short sword that deflected Lancer's lance flies from Archer's hand. This is Lancer's technique. A straight thrust that turns into a sweep at Archer's wrist. It was a... You okay? You can drink... You can drink water!
There's a lot of breading and it gets stuck in my throat.
It was a blow Archer could not avoid, even if he had seen it coming. There is no effective way of pairing a lance with a sword. A strong rebuff only results in a stronger counterattack, and a weak rebuff does not create any openings. The important aspect of the battle between a sword and a lance lies in defeating the enemy when he is at the wrong range.
Idiot.
There's no hesitation in Lancer. His movement to push Archer back stops. He must intend to end the match in a single instant. The stares of the firmly placed Lancer and the swordless Archer clash. In that instant, the lance is thrust just like a flash of light. It can't even be seen. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched. Any one a fatal blow. But the flash too fast to see is repelled by a shining blade. Nani? An archer's hand is a short sword again. A sword like before, a Chinese sword like a hatchet. But the biggest difference is...
Crap, 2 swords?
my one weakness!
Oh no, another one!
A pair of swords. In his hands are matched swords, mirror images of each other.
A bowman trying to be a swordsman.
Lancer's lance flies. As if to finish Archer off, the lance moves faster and faster. Yo, where the fuck's Ufotable? The clashing sounds are like a well-orchestrated music. 2 steels clanging against each other. The
You
sparking...
should go watch the fight on YouTube after this.
So honestly, the sparking clashes increase in rhythm without pause. Gosh, should I have to go watch it on my big TV? Like, watching it on my monitor would be nothing. The battle of the 2 is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut to pieces. In reality, it only lasts an instant. But for me, looking on, it seems to take an infinitely long time. Lancer tries not to let Archer near him, while Archer advances using his swords as a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses a sword every time, but it's only for a moment, as Archer has a sword in his hand in the next instant, forcing Lancer back a little each time. Lancer finally admits his carelessness, that even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman.
It's almost like he's got unlimited blades.
The distance widens. It's so funny going into this not blind.
Yeah.
Probably to
So,
Sorry.
I was gonna say the prologue's the only part that you don't repeat in like other playthroughs. It just like skips it automatically when you start up your next routes. So you
Sick.
never really get to experience this again with like your full knowledge.
Oh, okay. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but it's still slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat had panther-like speed and agility.
27. I've disarmed you that many times, yet you still have more.
Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. I feel the same way. According to Father, a servant carries only one weapon. Their weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another, like Archer was just doing. Servants are heroes that sublimate their spirits after death, equaling their holy spirits. To put it another way, they are like devils or angels. They are powerful familiars on their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor that servant used when they were a hero, and it's treated as a last resort. The noble phantasm is the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the noble phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. The lance that Lancer is using will show its power as a noble phantasm when Lancer deems it necessary. A noble phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Can't wait for the last movie? Are they coming out with another Fate movie?
I think Heaven's Feel Part 3 isn't out yet. Right?
Oh, that's right.
Maybe it is though.
I thought it
Maybe
was.
Part 2 just came out.
Yeah, was it part 2 that came out or part 3 that came out? Part 2? My Fate universe knowledge is very, minimal. Heroes' weapons which rule over all others and which have killed dragons and gods. Servants activate their noble phantasms using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destructions in legend using their noble phantasm as a catalyst. Noble phantasms are never disposable. The swords that Archer brought out must be excellent, but they cannot be his noble phantasm. He is the servant Archer, so the noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow.
What's wrong, Lancer? It's not like you just stand there and watch. Where's the energy you had just now? You're talking crap, you cheater.
Lancer's irritation is understandable. Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman, which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet. So it's natural for Lancer to feel ghastly.
Alright then, I'll ask you. What hero are you? Oh, I've never heard of a bowman using 2 swords. On the other hand, it's easy to tell who you are. It's said that only the fastest heroes are chosen as the Lancer, but you surpass even that. There aren't 3 Lancers in this world at your level, and on top of that, there's only one with such beast-like agility. Oh, well said, Archer.
At that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. Lancer's arm moves. This is different from before. A stance free from contempt. The spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer.
In that case, you shall face my finishing blow. I won't stop you. You're an enemy I still have to defeat sooner or later.
Lancer's body sinks down. At the same time, a chill like thorns fills the schoolyard. The air freezes. Not a metaphor, it literally freezes. All the mana in the air is frozen. The only person allowed to breathe here is the warrior called Lancer. The lance in Lancer's hand is unmistakably a demonic one, and now it is waiting to take its true form in the moment it strikes. Crap. He'll be beaten. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm that is, but Archer will be beaten. It's implausible since this is the first time I felt such an intuition, but there's no doubt about it. Archer will die when that lance is thrust. It is determined. Literally, Lancer's lance is the embodiment of inescapable death. Oh. That was probably you. You're right. Continue. Oh. Archer will be defeated. Archer will die when Lancer pierces his heart. And yet, even though I know it's going to happen, I can't even help him, because if I move even a finger, that will trigger the attack. So if anything can stop this battle and stop Archer's defeat, it would be...
Who's there?
It would be the chance appearance of a stranger we have all overlooked. Huh? The ghastly air coming from Lancer disappears. The sound of fleeing footsteps. That figure is definitely wearing a school uniform. A student? Someone was still here?
It seems so. He did save our lives, though.
Archer says calmly. Well, we were certainly saved, but...
My mistake. I didn't notice my surroundings, so I was preoccupied with Lancer. Oh, fuck.
Oh, is that me? I saw Lancer and Archer in the same sentence and I went in my brain. Bleh. My mistake. I didn't notice my surroundings because I was preoccupied with Lancer. Hey, Archer, what are you doing?
Can't you see? I'm resting since I'm free now.
You can't do that. What about Lancer?
He went after that guy. He saw us, so Lancer probably went to eliminate him.
Oh, shit. For an instant, my thoughts stop. Follow him, Archer. I'll catch up right away. Archer goes after Lancer immediately. Damn, how stupid of me. I curse my carelessness. It's the rule of Magi? Magi? Why does that word just feel so wrong every time I say it?
I really think it's Magi.
Magi! It's the rule of Magi to eliminate any witnesses. Which is why if... Akamura? That's all I can think about right now. Ugh. It's the rule of Magi to eliminate any witnesses, which is why if one didn't want to do that, one just had to allow no witnesses. I've done that until now, so why do I have to make a mistake today of all days? A night where even the moonlight is obscured. A student is lying on the cold hallway floor and Archer is standing still. He is staring silently at the student. Oh shit, a smell hits my nose. The blood on the floor makes clear that it's the smell of death. Follow him, Archer. Lancer will probably go back to his master. This won't be worth it unless we at least find out what his master looks like. Archer goes after Lancer. I'm left alone with the student lying on the floor. I can't look straight at him, but I must. This is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. Ever since I was a child, ever since I became the successor of Tosaka, I've been preparing for something like this. There's no good or evil for Magi.
Note for you.
Dude, like, I'm telling you, man, I watched that fucking one anime, and they say Magi, and that's like all like
Magi.
Like it. Well,
I'm wrong.
like it's fine whichever way we go, but like that's the way that word is in my brain.
Right.
I've always told myself that the road has only blood and the blood of others, so... One shot from Lancer's lance, huh? You can't be saved with your heart pierced. I don't know how long it's been since Lancer killed him. Was he lucky or unlucky to be pierced through the heart? I guess Lancer's attack isn't a simple external wound as the flow of blood from the rupture isn't too severe. It's not too severe, but it's all over when the brain doesn't get any more blood. No. Basically, if his heart were pierced, he should have died instantly. But it's amazing he isn't dead yet. Yes, he's still breathing faintly as if to give his last scream, but that will only last a few more seconds. He can't heal his own wounds, and I don't have enough power to save him either. I have to look at his face. I should at least do that. I try to touch the head facing the ground and realize my fingertips won't move. They're
hard reads on who this is.
They're trembling. I wonder why. This is Emiya, isn't he? Then we put him in the fucking shed?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you remembered.
Well, we saw him in the beginning with, like, blood all over his chest, so...
That's
I
true.
definitely
That's true.
didn't remember, but, like...
Fair enough. Context.
I had enough past knowledge and then current knowledge to be like, yes. I wonder why I'm used to such things. I've had to make these kinds of choices many times before. I've lost many things due to my mistakes and my selfishness. That's why I'm ready for a day like this. So, why am I so angry at myself? Sorry, I'll see you off at least. I control my trembling fingers and my failing knees with my will and look at the face of the student. A huge smacking sound. It really feels like I've been hit on the head with a hammer. Oh god. Stop it.
I think this is like the last scene before it shifts over to Shira's perspective.
Why does it have to be you? I grit my teeth, not to suppress my trembling. I'm really pissed off. Why is it him? Why did it have to be him? I am not mad at Lancer for killing a witness quickly and perfectly, just as a servant should do. I'm just angry at him for staying late at this place on this day. Sakura's face flashes in my mind. She will definitely cry. And I recall one red-tinted day after school a long time ago. A distant sunset. Someone always running alone. And a boring girl staring at that from far away. And before me, the corpse of someone who happened to get involved. There is a way. I might fail and lose my last resort in the process, but there is still a way. No, I'll lose my last resort whether I succeed or fail, so the result for me won't change. It's a mistake. The fact of his death is already determined. It's my fault for not noticing the things around me. It's his fault for unluckily staying late. It's your fucking fault, dude!
Dumbass.
So I don't need to go that far. Yes, because this is what my father, who gave me nothing else left just for me. Powerful junk of magical energy. A reliable last resort to win through this battle. A precious, precious thing just for me. So what, idiot? I shake the feeling off and kneel in front of the one who will become a corpse in another second. God damn it. Man, I've done it. The pendant in my hand becomes lighter. My father's memento is drained almost to emptiness and falls onto what used to be a dying body. Well, it can't be helped. Yes, it can't be helped. I didn't have the power or skills to revive someone with a damaged heart, damaged blood vessels, and on the verge of brain death on top of that. That's why I had to make up for my lack of skill with this powerful object. It's lucky he was still breathing. If he was completely dead, no amount of magical energy could have revived him.
I can read lines if you're dying.
But since he was still alive, I'm fine. I just did what I could and ended up saving his life. It would have been awful if I failed, but since I succeeded, I guess it's alright. Yeah, I feel fulfilled, to be honest. So this wasn't such a bad experience. I'm just bluffing. Let's go. What's done is done. I have to head back before he wakes up. Yeah, there's no need for me to stay here any longer. Archer should be following Lancer, so I should go home by myself. Did I just leave the body in the school? That was the choice I made?
She said she didn't want to be there when he woke up.
On my way back, I remember. I left the pendant at school, just a pendant now that the magical energy has been drained out of it. Oh well. I've no more use for that pendant. Sure, it might have a bit of magical energy left in it, but surely less than the 10 jewels I have. What my father intended to leave for me was enough magical energy to win the Holy Grail War. So now, without magical energy, that thing is meaningless. Duh, I'm such a good person. I enter the house without saying anything and sit on the sofa. Fate is the saber route, though, right?
Yeah.
And then... Oh. And then...
Unlimited Bladeworks is the Rin route.
Right. And then Heaven's Feel is...
Sakura.
Right. Damn, we get to do this rad prologue without me saving his life, and then we get to go date Saber? I suck!
I mean, you can be friends. You got a date.
I enter the house without saying anything, and I sit on the sofa. Archer isn't back yet. I sigh and listen to the clock for a few minutes, because I'm a psychopath! I have to switch gears. What am I doing, daydreaming after a battle like that? I jump up and brew some tea. There are so many things to think about. More importantly, the servants. I have just witnessed a battle between servants I had previously only understood intellectually. Lancer, huh? Panicked when he almost used his noble phantasm, but I would have found out his identity if he had used it. The easiest... I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you'd also be fucking dead, so cool.
The easiest way to beat an enemy servant is to learn their identity. Ignoring for the moment the idiot who doesn't even know his own identity, the biggest weak point of a servant is their true name. Discovering the servant's true name, in other words, figuring out their identity, should let you take a guess at what kind of noble phantasm they might have. It goes without saying, but since servants are heroic spirits, they have a legend associated with them. If you figure out their legend, you should be able to find out most of their abilities. Servants are called by their class name because they want to hide their true names. Because the more famous a hero is, the more people know about their weapons and their weaknesses. A heroic spirit that becomes a servant never gives out their true identity. The only ones that know the servants' identities are the masters. There's even a tacit understanding that the masters hide their servants' identities while trying to discover the identities of the others. This is the fifth Holy Grail War. The qualities of the servants are determined by the ranks of the summoned heroic spirits. It goes without saying that the more famous heroes and the heroes with better weapons are stronger, but it's difficult to summon such heroic spirits. To summon a heroic spirit, one must have a connection with them, such as a weapon they use during their lives. Even the Magic Association has few of such things, so generally one will summon a heroic spirit that suits them, like I did. A servant's strength is determined by the rank of the heroic spirit. But it's not that simple, as even the most powerful heroic spirits may have a hard time depending on the class they are assigned to. That is because of the special abilities assigned to each class, the possibility of the weak defeating the strong. The 7 classes each have a different additional ability, and one even has a chance of defeating an opponent of higher rank depending on the ability's affinity. To take an example, an infamous hero has defeated a great hero 4 times in the past. As far as I know, the most powerful servant is Saber. In all the previous 4 wars, Saber has made it to the final fight. It is said that the 3 classes, Saber, Lancer, and Archer, have strong magic resistance. To put it simply, magic is pretty much useless against them. It's because they are fighters who fought through the Age of Myths, when magics were widely used. Magics that Shit.
Nakamura.
Say it!
Magi.
The magics that Magi use now would probably dissipate just by touching them. Anyways, that's why these 3 classes are considered the basics and the best. Another that's worthy of mentioning is the Servant Berserker. The heroic spirit summoned into this class loses their sanity. Just as the name implies, they become a mad warrior puppet of their master. The benefit from this is a strengthening of their power, far exceeding the powers they had when alive. However, the more powerful a servant becomes, the greater the burden it imposes on the master. In the past, masters who summoned Berserker couldn't control their rampaging servants and destroyed themselves by running out of magical energy. No exceptions. The winners and losers of the Holy Grail War are largely determined by the abilities of the servants. Well, I expect there are ways to win it by the master's efforts, but it's basically a fight between the servants. This is why a master should be very careful when summoning a servant.
Ooh, really? Really giving it all to us, huh?
Yeah, just in case you needed to understand more. I silently consider the plan we should make from now on. The clock, fixed already, strikes 11 while I do so, and an archer comes home. Welcome back. How did it go?
I'm sorry, I failed. There must be one cautious master. At the very least, Lancer's master's not on this side of town.
As I expected. Lancer was alone, and it seems his master isn't the type to show up for battles personally. I see. Well, I guess it won't be easy. Yes, there's no way everything will go as I might hope, so it can't be helped. Let's consider what happened tonight as a tuition fee for the lessons learned.
Good mindset.
You seem down, Master. Where are your high spirits? Don't tell me you got scared by that one fight. If you so order, I'm ready to go battle Lancer again right now. Fucking do it.
I'll fucking throw hands right now! Archer
do.
protests silently that we should do so. I see. I guess I look depressed. Of course not. I'm staying in only because I don't want to do anything pointless.
Anything pointless.
Well, all the masters aren't present yet, right? Tonight couldn't be helped, but I wouldn't start fighting before we get the signal. My father told me this is one of the rules of the Holy Grail Wars.
I see. So your father was also a master.
Archer nods understanding. Then Archer makes a troubled face and starts to ponder something. What? Do you have something you want to say?
Yeah, there's something I forgot to ask. Ren, you've been raised since you were small to be a master, and you've accepted that, right? So you've expected to be a master since the beginning?
Of course. Well, there certainly are masters that are suddenly appointed, but I'm different. For the Tosca family, the Holy Grail has been our earnest desire for many generations.
I thought so. So you must have a purpose. I forgot to ask about that. I cannot swear my sword to you unless I know my master's wish. So, Ren, what is your wish?
Wish? I don't really have one.
What?
Oh, Archer's making a funny face.
That can't be true. The Holy Grail is an almighty grail that grants wishes. Becoming a master means obtaining the Holy Grail, so how can you say you have no wish to grant?
Archer is asking with a serious expression. Oh, I see. The master's wish after obtaining the Holy Grail isn't irrelevant to the servant. But it's strange. Father said that servants have wishes as well, but that is only their wish. I don't think Archer should be concerned because I don't have any wishes.
Alright, if you don't have a specific wish, why not wish for something ambiguous, like ruling the world?
Why? The world is already mine. Hey now, Archer, the world is just another word for the things you value around you, right? That's something I've had since I was born. If you tell me to rule such a world, I already rule it. Archer looks at me with a troubled expression. I'm amazed. The guy really is hard-headed.
Ridiculous. The Holy Grail is a power to grant wishes, a power to obtain the world. Are you saying you're seeking it, yet you have no wish?
But ruling the world would be so troublesome, and there's no point in wishing for something so pointless. You seem to lack imagination.
I don't understand. For what then do you fight?
I fight because there's a battle, Archer, and I'll take whatever I can get. I don't know about this Holy Grail thing, but I can just use it when I find something I want, right? As a human, there are infinite things I might want in life.
So you're saying...
Yes, I'm fighting to win, Archer. Archer's shoulders slump. Maybe he's disappointed in my opinions, but it seems he's finally relaxed.
I give up. You're certainly a worthy master for me.
Ugh. I find it hard to deal with that kind of comment, so I wish he'd stop saying such things. Huh? A servant has no right to choose their master, but I'll ask for the heck of it. Why am I a worthy master for you?
It goes without saying. You're unmistakably the strongest master.
Ha ha ha!
No one would be a better master to serve than you.
Oh, thanks. It doesn't sound like flattery when you say it. I look away because I'm embarrassed. I find it hard to deal with Archer because he speaks frankly like this, even though he's so cynical. Well, I'm honestly happy that he trusts me. I trust Archer and he trusts me. I don't think this sense of solidarity is a bad thing.
Well then, let's take a break. Even if the 7th master is going to appear, it won't be right now. Wait a minute, Rin, what happened to that jewelry of yours?
You mean my pendant? Oh, I forgot it. It's out of power, so there's no use for it, right?
That's true, but, well, if you say so.
Yes, it's a memento of my father, but it's not like it's my only memory of him.
That's no good. You don't have to be that strong, Rin.
So saying, Archer takes out the pendant I left at school. Shit, dude, what? Oh, you went and picked it up for me?
Don't forget it again. It only looks right on you, Rin.
As if he's embarrassed, Archer looks away as he hands me the pendant. I see. Thanks. I accept it. To be honest, I don't know if I should be embarrassed or cool about it. An entire mood! The pendant is as it was. As expected, there's no magical energy left in it. Empty of magical energy, it's just an expensive but ordinary jewel. Expensive but ordinary? Alright.
I guess it's like not magic.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. She's so fucking rich, she's like, Ma, look at this fucking basic ass jewel, dude.
Can't even shoot lasers with it. Fuck.
But as Archer would put it, even if there's no power left in this pendant, it still has meaning as something my father specifically left for me. Then maybe I can just laugh off the fact that I helped that guy by sacrificing my trump card. Hey, wait a sec. Something clicks in my head. I wasn't thinking straight back then because of my regret, but thinking about it calmly, I missed something. He saw us, so it'll be dangerous unless we adjust his memory. Basically, Lancer prioritized eliminating the witness over his battle with us. Lancer's thinking probably matches his master's, so if such a master finds out that the guy they killed didn't die, what would he do? He wouldn't let that guy keep on living. I get up from my sofa. It's been 3 hours since then. I might not make it, but after all I did, I have to make it on time. Just running back to school? I run through the night. Fortunately, I know where his house is. No, I didn't look it up, but it just happens that an acquaintance of mine goes there a lot, though I've never been there myself. Honestly, you're just taking on unwanted troubles. Archer has...
Probably Archer.
Sorry?
That's fine. Honestly, you're just taking on unwanted troubles.
Archer has no interest in cooperating. He was against saving the guy when he was dying, and he's against me going to help him right now. Sorry, I'm just used to being the one that does all the talking!
It'll change soon.
It's midnight. Under the cloudy night sky, we reach the Japanese-styled house. There's no sight of anyone in this house on the edge of the residential district. There aren't many houses around it, and there's no one to come and help if something happens here. Ugh. My breath is white. A wind starts to pick up. It must be quite strong as the clouds start to drift fast. The supposedly warm wind of Fuyuki sends chills down my spine, making me tremble. Even if Fuyuki City is considered warm, it's still cold on the hill. The air around here is frozen. I strain my ears in the cold atmosphere. In the frozen feeling, I feel a small sense of an enemy. He's here, the servant from before. I bite my lip. His presence is perceptible on the other side of this wall. Lancer is in the house already and about to kill the same guy again, who has just come home without a clue as to what happened. Is this me?
I think so.
I'll just have to jump in and beat him. I'll worry about what comes next when it happens. Just as I'm about to command Archer to go in. A bright white light, like a fallen sun, comes from within the house. The presence is eclipsed by another presence. The wave of power of the servant Lancer is consumed by an even larger wave. The instantaneous explosion of ether gives the spiritual being a body, summoned to overpower Lancer. No way! I can only mutter, oh, no way. But it's true. To prove it, Lancer jumps over the wall and leaps away as if fleeing from this place. Hey, Archer, is this another one of your hypothetical scenarios?
I don't know. This makes 7. All the masters are here now, Ren.
Archer answers calmly. I've lost my normal judgment. That's why I didn't even consider the obvious event that would follow. The wind blows strongly. Clouds cover the sky like an umbrella. The unlit suburbs are enclosed by darkness. Then the servant jumps over the wall, coming down like a demonic bird. Archer has reacted already, but I couldn't react. That was my mistake. The battle ended with that small opening, not lasting even a second. It might have been only a second for me, but for that servant, it was an opening that couldn't be ignored. A sword rushes for me. Huh? Archer? Archer pushes me aside and the servant slashes him. It happens in an instant. Archer, who handled Lance's fury of attacks beautifully, has been taken down with one blow. Archer, disappear! But I make it in time this time? Just as the enemy servant is about to cut off Archer's head with her blade, I forcibly remove him. A pain in my right hand. It must have been an excessive command, so a command spell has disappeared from my hand. Shit, dude!
Yeah, she's not doing great on those.
Now there's only one remaining. But this is for the best. Rather than having Archer die, I would prefer to lose 1 or 2 command spells. Giving no consideration to Archer's disappearance, the servant attacks me. Don't underestimate me! I take from my pocket a topaz with a wind spell stored in it. Then I launch all the magical energy it contains at her without processing it. This thing, which can blow away a house without a trace, is a bundle of wind spells I've stocked up over time. It's one of the 10 jewels I've been putting my magical energy into for 17 years without rest. I'm using all the magical energy stored in it, so even if I can't defeat her, it should at least slow her down a bit. Yeah, we gotta fucking run, dude. No, not even that. It did nothing. The swirl of wind that instantly tears apart anything caught within it disappears like a magic trick the instant it touches the servant.
Saber doesn't fuck around.
Dude, such strong magic resistance. Mere magical energy from a magus cannot hurt this servant. So this is it. She can't be hurt by magic, and I've lost the protection of Archer, so I can't stop this servant. I barely managed to avoid 1 blow, but that's all. I look up at the night sky. In it is the figure of cold-hearted death who is looking down at me as I lay miserably on the ground. Yo, I saved your dude's life, dude. Oh yeah, I forgot she has Invisisword.
Yeah.
What? The wind blows. In between the dark clouds and the spiral sky, the moon shines. The falling moonlight and the beautiful face. This is the servant that drove off Lancer, defeated my Archer in 1 strike, and annulled my magic with no trouble. Oh, this is me, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
That magic was splendid, magus.
That'd be good.
This girl's voice is like a bell. Yes, this voice is like a nightmare right now. But this is your end, Master of Archer. The point of the sword shines brilliantly. On the verge of death, I understand. With just 1 look, without proof, this is the card I wanted. This, the one said to be the strongest of all servants, the hero of the sword. I look up at the moon, accepting my death. There is no time for me to flee or plead for my life. I will die here, and Tosca Rin's Holy Grail War will end on her 3rd day. There is only disgrace and regret. I will probably vanish bearing a grudge against my enemy. But still, I don't feel anything. Something must really be wrong with me. Even though I'm going to be killed in an instant, I adore her again. That's right. If you ask for regrets, that's it. But I guess it can't be helped.
So hot.
Yeah, she's so hot. Because she's the most powerful servant. Yeah, she's got big step on me energy, you know? Like, can't hate it. Because her figure is just, yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game. Because her figure is just so heartless, so infinitely valiant, and so beautiful. Shit, is that the end of the prologue?
I think so.